I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite sector on the Citadel.
This exchange is over.
From Always Sunny, but instead of just like Pepe Silva and stuff,
We're
it's just all
live.
the lore points for our campaigns.
You
So
know,
I don't
that's not
as
too
a
far off
Sam
of
is-
how my Google Drive is.
So
What's going on?
story and we want to see it. So
We're
expect
ta-
more of the lore
talking
episodes.
about how HP Fox is the lore depository for the Destiny Forge games because I'm too lazy to take a single note.
Oh yeah,
I've
no, he
got
totally is.
Documents
I-
that link to other documents, that link to notes on other documents, that link to spreadsheets and timelines and outside websites, and
I think you have the more in-depth lore, and then just like I have my notes of all the stuff that did happen, but you have the more in-depth stuff. Like a freaking
Yep, see,
encyclopedia.
I've got the two team members here to channel all the lore. I'm just the face. I'm just the guy who talks at the camera.
Zorro keeps track of things as they connect to a campaign. I
Yep.
keep track of things as they connect to the world.
Yep, exactly. That's a great way of putting it.
And at
All
some
bases
point
are
in
now
time,
covered.
and at some point in time, I'll make the world event. I'll actually work on the world anvil page so we can just have it all in one depository.
There you go.
Maybe.
One day.
Maybe.
That's a lot of converting. I have to convert all those notes over.
But see,
Yeah, I'll just
that's what I
give
like to
you-
do.
I'll give you
Like-
access to my Google Drive and let you sort out that mess.
That's
Oh,
what I love to
God.
do. That is what I love to do. It's like documentation and whatnot. Like that's why I have mechanical keyboards. The sound of the mechanical keyboard clacking is what relaxes me. I love to just
You have
type
a
stuff.
problem. That is
You
a
know,
problem.
I do too.
No,
weirdly enough.
I can understand this. I get that way with spreadsheets and building reports.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're a spreadsheet whore.
You're
You're like Excel. Do you need me to do an Excel document? What? Yeah,
I love
no,
Excel.
it's-
Excel's the
yeah.
best.
Why have a
I-
notebook when you have Excel docs?
I do all of that
Mhm.
for work, and I don't get excited about it. I don't say.
See,
It's just-
That's
you
totally
say why
fair.
have a
Job.
notebook when you have Excel docs, but I've got Excel docs and I've got all my Google Docs, and I also have like a third of my notes completely separately on paper on my desk at any given point.
Yep. I have
Yeah.
I have a stack of notebooks, so like a stack of journals, I guess you would call them over here. And I need to actually use them. So I'm gonna try to be good and start taking notes again.
Same. I've got a lot of journals that are just really sadly neglected. I need to.
Just
I like
bought
doing
a really
Google
pretty journal, and I have no use for it right now. I gotta figure out how to use it.
Yeah, see, I have journals that I use, and then I highlight for days. It is just this color-coded OCD, like,
See, I can't do the highlight. The highlight's too
Perfectionist thing.
distracting.
the highlights help me pick out things really quick, and I have different colors for different characters. If they're key to certain characters, there's certain colors, and I have different colors for certain, like, plot point stuff, names, and places.
See,
The
I don't-
highlight's too
Highlight the
distracting for me.
shit out of it.
I don't do highlights, but I do use page tabs.
Mhm.
So when there's
Oh, there you
something
go.
important, I'll put the tab approximately on the page where the important thing is, and then I'll write on the tab what it is.
I like that.
Yep.
journal.
I like
That's
that method
fun.
better.
I might think
like
that too many things might be
design.
important, so that would just be redonkulous.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
smart,
Laura
but for
would
me,
have
it
a
might be
bajillion
redonkulous.
tabs. Like every edge of the journal would be
Yeah.
covered in tabs.
Every page.
I
Every
used
Okay,
to be
problem
that
solved.
way. I used to be that way, and I just had tabs all around the perimeter of this journal. But then, because the nice thing about these ring journals is you can pull the pages out and put them
Mhm.
somewhere else in it. So I
True.
Yeah.
reorganized it so that the tabs are almost now like chapters
Very
Nice.
cool.
in the book.
I
Yeah.
love ring journals for that reason. That's actually what I
Mhm.
take all my notes in. I got my ring journal.
Maybe that's what I need.
Journals are
It's just
awesome.
one ring journal with all campaigns in it instead of trying to
There you go.
Yeah,
juggle that.
I just use different tabs for my different campaigns, and then just add more paper.
I just use different journals for different campaigns.
Except for I have one campaign I have a different one for. But I play a wizard, and I got one that kind of looks like a wizard tome. It was
Oh,
necessary.
that's right. Yep. I'm right there with you.
I love that.
It was necessary.
We need to play that game soon. Anyway,
Yes, we
we're
do.
playing Mass Effect today.
But yeah, we're playing Mass Effect today.
Now that we went down the
we-
rabbit hole,
We were the BioWare trope romance game, and then Tuesday happened, and now we're not anymore. I don't feel as special, but you know,
There's no romance
what it
going
is.
on in Tuesday.
not
nah,
yet.
it's fine.
Just
We
wait.
just have one hot boy. In this one,
Is-
we have
uh,
several hot
You,
characters.
you see one naked elf, and then all of a sudden you think there's romance.
The heart
I'm
wants what the
gonna
heart
Potential.
wants.
Dash everyone's hopes and dreams tomorrow.
Me as a player
Suddenly
is
Hot
like,
Alpha
ooh,
is
hello,
dead.
hot boy, and then
I
Kevin's
was.
just like,
I'm
I don't give a
shipping
fuck.
Mia, but
Yes, I'm shipping Mia too.
with Hot Boy.
Nolani's sitting over
Oh.
there going, "What's wrong with being naked? I don't understand."
Kevin's like, yeah, it's just naked parts. What up? So
But again, we're playing
and the
Mass
pl-
Effect.
yeah. Anyway, romance from the space kind of sci-fi fantasy. Yeah. Anyway, hi guys. So last where we left off was excuse me. I do apologize in advance. I will be clearing my throat and coughing a lot. I will try to mute myself, but it's just been an uphill battle for the last 2 months. Anyway. Last we left off, you guys were able to clear the entire pirate base that was sitting on a asteroid rock, and you came across your old friend Vera from your military days, Sibius, that if there was an exchange between you two, unfortunately it did turn out that it was all a stall tactic for him to get what he wanted, and proceeded to bounce and pretty much set a ticking time bomb, quite literally, to send the whole place ablaze. You guys were able to do a really good job trying to get what information you could. You still were able to save the hostage, Sarima, and get her out while you all just barely by the skin of your teeth get out before the explosion engulfed you guys. You guys were able to get back onto the Mimsy Prime as you guys continue to make your way back to the Citadel. And so we are now leaving off tonight's episode with the following morning. Everyone kind of did their own thing, kind of to distract themselves. Some people continued working on projects. Some people decided to kind of do some maintenance, maybe fix some armor pieces. Some people decided that they were just going to drink and just kind of feel their feelings in the moment. So we're going to go ahead and go to the morning where I believe Brockus, you had something planned.
Yep.
I would like to
Rocket.
just real quick remind everybody that Mel did send everybody the copies of her conversation with Arissa, where she gave what information that she had on Sibius and his ship, the scans that she took of the ship, and sent like a private message to Vera about it as well. So just want to kind of remind that everyone has that information.
Yep.
Carry on, sorry.
So
So Brockus, what are you
Brockus-
doing?
Brockus has been up since about 4 o'clock in the morning. A combination of the pain from the wound, not really, allowing him to get comfortable in bed, and just the thought of what happened down there kind of like burning in his mind. He's doing what he does to de-stress. He's cooking. Since his armor is kind of shredded now, he's just wearing a very large t-shirt that's got like some weird design on it that Mercy got him for like quote unquote Father's Day one year, and a strange pendant like barely fitting around his neck, but he's been busy this entire time just cooking up a storm. Pretty much, if he knows what somebody's favorite dish is, there's double quantities of it being made. Biscuits and gravies out there, tons of bacon, anything that he can think of, anything he could make, anything he could bake, it's out there.
And so since you started off kind of early, it's a slower process. One, it's because you're still in pain, but it kind of works in your favor because no one would really be up by then. Vera would normally be up early enough for her workouts, but because she kind of drank on and off, she was mentally exhausted, so she's probably more than likely not doing her workout. But do you decide to call everyone forward or just kind of wait until they get up and discover the food on their own?
I think this time, yeah, it's pretty much going to let the kids sleep in and come in at their own accord.
Okay. So who is awake? What is everyone doing? I know, Jamar, you're kind of iffy with your sleep schedule, so I don't know if you just kind of went full ham and then you decided to sleep the last 4 hours, or you just kind of did your nap and then just continued all the way through.
It's like real life. Slept 2 hours. Awake 2 hours, slept 4 hours, then I woke up like 2 hours ago.
Okay. So you're
Yeah,
up and
Mel-
about. Go ahead.
Mel also got up fairly early at the smell of food and just floated on into the kitchen and helped herself to some eggs and bacon and bangers and all the delicious things that she can get in a big cup of tea. So she's sitting there just like scarfing.
What is Athelia doing? Is she up and about right now?
Reluctantly, she did take the Varen into her room, so she had to get up to take care of them. Otherwise,
Yeah,
she would have
they
stayed
get a
in her
little
little
antsy.
hidey. So she probably got up, shooed them off the bed where they probably congregated for the night.
They did, because you were sleeping in a vent that night.
was.
So because Mom wasn't around, They kind of took advantage of that. They are, for the most part, well behaved, but Mom wasn't around, and dogs will be dogs, and in this case, Varen will be Varen, and they definitely partook on your bed and just slept and curled up next to each other.
And that's fine. I was perfectly fine with that. So I'm going to squeeze my way out of the vent, hopefully not cutting myself on the vent itself that I broke open.
No, you're pretty small, so you're, again, like we said last time, it's kind of a tight fit, but you would have no problem kind of scooching your way backwards to kind of spill out of that vent.
So I probably get up. I don't know what Vera usually does for the bathroom for these dogs. This wasn't
I'm
very
gonna leave
well
that up to
explained to me.
you. I'm gonna leave that up to you. What do you do to take care of them before you continue on with your day?
Well, she showed
Let
me
me
out there
know.
with all the food and the water, so I know that they have food. Just gotta find a place. Can I make some sort of like history check to see if I noticed if there was like piddle pads or something in a room or something? Come on.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll allow a history check.
Alright,
See if you can remember.
that's an 18.
18? Okay. You do know that when she was first training them that there was something in the corner to kind of help them, but as the training continued they got better and better. There is a spot in her room for emergencies, but for the most part to kind of get them stretch, run around, and maybe do their business so it's not in her room and smelling constantly, is usually the cargo bay, one of the empty cargo bays.
Okay, so I'll get them leashed up and take them out for a walk down to the cargo bay.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and just make a general strength check?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, that was a good die roll, so I rolled an 18 for a total of 17.
Okay, that's still pretty good. They're still pretty young. They're just juvenile, not fully grown, but again, Mom's not around. So they're pulling and tugging. They're excited to kind of get out and stretch. But you're able to kind of remember how Vera trained them and kind of hold them at bay, but they're happy. They're happy boys.
They need some front clasp harnesses that they pull, they run in a circle.
Vera will have to get that on the Citadel if she so chooses. But yeah, so you have no problem doing the morning.
When you take them down to the cargo bay, you do see that there's another four-legged creature kind of just wandering around the cargo bay, and it's Sparky. He's just kind of like, his tail is sparking a bit. He's just kind of clunk, 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 just kind of walking through the cargo bay right now.
It's like the real game.
Yeah.
And then, out of feeling a little guilty over leaving the dogs alone all night long, I'm going to take them with me to the breakfast that I smell.
Oh my, okay. Alright.
Mel possessively
Probably
moves her
fine.
plate further over away from the Viren pointedly.
They're trained, right? We're fine. It's fine.
Raucus, you do see two Varen coming in, and they smell the food, and they're doing that dog thing when they smell food, where they're just like doing that half jump thing, where they're just like,
Food.
yeah, like they want to jump up, but they're
And
not
you muted.
completely.
Yep. Seeing as how Raucus loves the dogs and is a dog person, he's gonna make them their own plate.
Aw.
They've had a stressful time too. They need a little bit of de-stressing.
And they
So he's
appreciate
gonna-
they
Yep.
gobble it up. They're messy eaters. They're so messy. I mean, you've seen their mouths. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
it's not pleasant.
Mel is like a little disgusted and glaring at them and holding one of the spatulas that was used to serve the food, like ready to bop one on the nose if they get close to her bangers.
I love you, breakfast.
Oh my god, that's my dog. Breakfast? On to breakfast? I swear no one feeds me around this house. Bacchus, did you make all this?
Yeah, been out for a
Not-
while.
Not sure we can eat all of this.
Just give me time.
We just storm for leftovers and snack on them when you need to.
Mm.
I'll make a plate and join Mel at the table.
Mel stuffs a couple bacon in her apron pocket.
I'll
her
do that
overall
thing.
pocket.
Because I'm not sure. I know Vera doesn't like them walking around on their own, so I'm gonna like stuff the leashes of the Varren underneath my chair, so I'm sitting on the chair and they're hooked around the chair. Fine. We'll be fine.
This is fine.
You two sleep okay?
Surprisingly, well enough. How are you feeling? You took some really bad hits. I know it's gonna take you a while to heal, but are you all right?
Every moment is pain.
Yeah. It's gonna be unfortunately normal till we can get you to the Citadel's surgeons.
Yeah. Well, honestly, not the worst I've had.
That's good. Looking on the bright side.
That sounds like a story.
We don't have time.
He's really old. He's got a lot of stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dresscar, what are you doing? Are you up and about right now?
Yeah. So, he would have gotten up and gone straight to the gym and started doing routines and stuff. So after about a couple hours, he'll walk into the mess hall, fresh off the exercise mats. So he walks in and he just grabs a bunch of food and sits down and starts eating.
I think the important question is shirt or no shirt after workout.
Why would you work out with a shirt on? Ever.
Thank you.
That's all she wanted. So shirtless Dresscar coming in, wearing just his pants, maybe shoes. Shoes optional. No shirt. Just the jacket. Anyway.
Yeah, just
the gun.
And Vera, what are you doing? Horny at the breakfast table, please.
Vera is awake, but she is staying in bed, wrapped up in her blanket, being sad.
Okay. So probably a good 45 minutes goes by. Everyone is eating, and all of you do at different times, of course, join in and start eating. But you guys notice that all of you are there but Vera after almost an hour. But of course, you guys would still be eating because it's a crap ton of food, and y'all are tired.
We're doing one of those
Anyone-
slow meals.
Has anyone talked to Vera this morning?
Not this morning, though.
Not since last night when I checked on her.
She's gonna be. I mean, I imagine she wants some time alone. But maybe we could bring her some food.
Might be a bit hungover too. She was.
Drinking pretty hard.
It was hard
Yeah.
to tell with Vera, but I think so.
Seems like she was right close with that bloke, and he betrayed her. So
Yeah.
that kind of sting that lingers.
All right.
Um,
I'll fix her up something. Get her one of those don't be drunk drinks.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
See if we can't cheer her up.
Maybe
Be
bring her
careful.
Varen.
Probably. Varen always good for cheering up. Just be careful when we go in her room. We might need to have it cleaned before we let the Varen back in. There's
Why?
quite a few broken objects I saw last night.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Keep the pups out then.
Yeah, I don't want them getting hurt. Cutting their paws on any glass or anything else that might have fallen.
Well, I can bring her food, and you want to come with? Or. Well, whoever wants to come with.
Yeah, I need to talk to her.
Or you could bring her food if you want to just have a private conversation.
Don't know if we all should crowd her at once.
Exactly. I think maybe
Maybe
one or
we-
two.
Take turns checking on her throughout the day until we see her come out.
Yeah. Yeah, Brockus, you bring her some food.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's just gonna load up a plate of of pretty much Vera Chow, I guess you would call it. Just things that he's recognized, like she's picked at and eaten, you know, as their time together, and then
You're
get
right.
one of those anti-drunk or anti-hangover drinks made for her.
Okay,
And-
and sorry, go ahead.
And did pretty much just, you know, go to her door and first ring the little doorbell, kind of just like signaling that somebody's outside the door.
And Vera, you're not hungover or anything, because I do remember said you were kind of drinking on and off, not enough to really get drunk. You
Yeah.
have to maybe feel a buzz, so you don't have to make any rolls. So you're completely coherent. And not that it wouldn't stop you to take the drink, of course. I'm just letting you know that you don't have to make any rolls.
And she would hear the ring at the door, but she wouldn't respond. She'd just kind of stay where she is.
Is your door locked?
Not tonight, it's not.
Okay. Well, then the door is. Brock's gonna open the door and walk on in.
And the room, all the lights are off, so it's hard to really see much beyond the light that comes out through the doorway, but it is the complete opposite of what Vera's room normally is. It's a mess. The TV on the wall is broken. Her equipment is just kind of strewn about the room. The dog's blankets and stuff that she usually folds up every morning because they tend to make a mess of them throughout the night, they're strewn about. Her bed is a mess, and you can see she is kind of curled up in it, but her back is turned to the door.
Wow, she wasn't kidding when she said you tore this place up. Well, that's not a problem. We'll get it cleaned up afterwards. Gonna walk around to the way that she's facing. He's gonna set the food down in front of her, along with the drink.
And you can see that her eyes are wide open, but she's just kind of blankly staring forward.
Look, I know what happened is rough. Nothing stings like somebody you thought you knew stabbing you in the back. But you can't let this get you down. It's a risk in our field of work.
It's not supposed to be.
It's not, but enough time out here doing what we do, you learn one important lesson. People are unpredictable assholes.
He was a brother to me. I think he's responsible for what happened to our squad. I think he's the reason I'm here. I think he's the reason that Vivius was killed and Calerio was hurt, and I think it was him.
Don't let that get into your mind right now. All of that is just what ifs. Maybe that's true. Maybe it was just a course of bad luck that hit your crew. Sent you on this path and sent him on that one. But right now, you gotta focus on you. Don't let this defeat you. I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I've been down this road way too many times myself. You're stronger than that. You're better than that.
But how do you reconcile your family turning their back on you?
Anyone who turns your back on you isn't family.
But he was. We were together for years. We served together for years. We fought side by side, shoulder to shoulder in the war. We served on the Talon together for years.
That person is obviously gone now. Who they are now is not who you thought they were. You have two options ahead of you. One, you can keep laying in this bed and staring at the wall. Lord knows I've done that more times than I want to count. Or get up and dust yourself off. And you teach him a lesson about fucking with your family.
Brockus, I'm so tired of getting up and dusting myself off.
It's
Been
life.
doing it for so long, I'm just tired.
No, you're not tired. You got kicked hard. You're hurting. Best way to keep going is not let the pain win. Grit your teeth. Get up. Give it one more go. If you get knocked down again, repeat it. As long as you don't give up, you're never really beaten.
But when do I get to rest?
I'll let you know when I figure that out. One day at a time.
Suppose you're not wrong. I just need a little more time to think about what happened.
Yeah, it's only been maybe 12 hours. It's gonna sting for a bit. So that you know, you've got people out there who care about you, myself included. And when you're ready, we'll help you hunt him down and kick his face in.
It means a lot to me, Brockus. It does. How is everyone? Did everyone make it out safe? How's Mel doing?
Holding everyone together. Oh, she's holding me together. And he kind of like he kind of like taps the area where he's wounded, quite literally.
Were you hurt? I'm sorry. I was in a different part of the facility. I didn't see what happened.
Let's just say I owe that certain someone a bit of payback for hitting me with something that burned.
It's something that burned. What do you? Let me see it.
He's gonna lift up the shirt. He's gonna pull the bandages aside just to let her see the wound.
And Vera will sit up in bed and take a close look. Do you need me to roll DM, or am I familiar enough with this particular wound type?
You are familiar enough with this wound. It's been a while for you, but this is very fresh. You see that, unlike from what you've seen in the past, this looks like it's mostly healed on the outside. There's definitely some scarring. It definitely doesn't look great, but you are familiar enough with it to know exactly what kind of wound this is.
As soon as Vera sees it and kind of processes what it is, she like inhales sharply through clenched teeth. That bastard, he didn't.
Didn't what? Shoot me?
Oh, he didn't just shoot you, Brockus. This has been tended to. Mel looked at it, right?
She did what she could. She said that we're gonna have to make a certain stop, or a special stop once we get back to the Citadel for some surgeons to take care of.
She did good. She did very good. This could have been much, much worse, Brockus.
What did he hit me with?
And at that point, she kind of pulls down the collar of the shirt that she's wearing to show a very similar looking wound, though significantly more gnarled, I guess you could say, on her shoulder. He hit you with the same thing I was hit with.
What is it?
It is something that I didn't expect nor want to ever see again. It is some sort of chemical type round. Whatever's in them eats away at your tissue, burns away your muscle. It is devastating.
Well, he certainly knows how to use it. I can't fault him for that.
He knows how to use it because it's what we were pinned down with when half my team fell and when I fell. He was there with me side by side. He knows the devastation it causes. I can't believe he would use such a thing.
You said he's a soldier.
Yes.
Your kind tend to adapt to situations. Hell, after I got hit with it, I was gonna ask, our engineers to see if they can't replicate that for the shotgun.
Oh, please don't, Brockus. It's
Effective.
horrible.
You're really against them.
The pain of it will never really leave you, Brockus.
Well, I guess I'll add that to the list then. But if you're really against it, I won't ask Jamar to make it.
I would consider it a personal favor if you didn't.
All right.
Thank you.
It would be effective, but I can see it has a bit of trauma on your end.
It is very effective, but it is so far from merciful.
Oh, you know me, I'm anything if merciful.
Sure. Yes. I'm glad Mel got to you. Like I said, she did good work. This could have been much, much worse. And the surgeons at the Citadel will be able to patch you up almost as good as new.
I'd much rather have Mel do it, but I'm taking her expert opinion. I don't really trust much on the Citadel.
Well, I'm sure if Mel was capable of surgery, she would offer. Maybe she is. I never actually asked. Either way, Brockus, I appreciate the visit and the conversation.
Yeah, I'm here anytime you need to talk.
It's good to know.
You take as much time as you need, but we're out there if you need us. If you need more food, I've spent the last 6 hours making stuff, so plenty of food to go around.
Well, this does look quite nice. I may emerge from this dark room for seconds if there's any left.
There's enough for 8s.
Wonderful. Would it be all right if Asilia covered my shift as navigator today?
Like I said, you take as much time as you need. Once you're up and about, you let us know.
Okay.
This stuff, it takes some time before you feel like.
Yes, I don't look forward to putting it all in a report.
Report. Oh, back to Turian HQ.
Yes, if he's out there working with pirates or working as a pirate, the hierarchy needs to know.
Well, for once, I'm in agreement with you about bringing them into loop.
But that can wait. I need some breakfast first.
If you need anything else, you know how to get a hold of us.
And I'll be here if you need me.
He's just gonna kind of like give her a pat on the shoulder and walk on out.
She is just going to sit there and have breakfast in bed.
Okay. Do you decide to come out at any time?
She may emerge in an hour or so, but like doing her best to be sneaky and quiet so she can get some more breakfast and then scurry off to her room with it.
Okay. So, because it's been a while, this is technically day 3 of 5 on your trip back to the Citadel. So since you guys have some downtime, whether it's recovery, just kind of a mental day, or just do something to kind of distract yourselves, is there anything you guys want to do for the next 2.5, almost 3 days until you get to the Citadel?
Jamar's going to be mostly working, honestly, in this case.
Yeah, Brockus was gonna ask Jamar to repair his armor since it probably has a nice hole in it now.
Yep,
does,
we can
yes.
do that. That is a mail department usually.
Whichever nerd wants to take it over.
I build the things that make holes. Mel repairs the holes.
Okay, then
Mel's
he'll go.
probably in there working at the time, and she just holds out her hand without looking.
Just a
Share
giant
workshop now.
Turian breastplate falls into your arms.
You mean Krogan?
On the pile.
Yeah, Krogan.
I think
Mel
you'll fit in the
falls over.
Turian one.
He was hit so hard he
Wait.
turned into a Turian.
Brockus is secretly 2 Turians in a trench coat.
Oh my god, that explains the t-shirt. Yeah. So let's go ahead and Jamar, let's go ahead and have you do your roles. You are continuing the shotgun project, correct?
Correct. Any note of how far along on that I am?
I really should do a number system. I'm kind of doing my own tallies.
That's fine. I just want to know where I'm at.
You're about you're almost halfway through it.
Okay. Sure.
It's
what do you
still
want
gonna
me to
take
roll?
you some time. So for this one, you're gonna do your weaponsmithing. Are you doing this for the next 3 days?
That is correct, unless I'm otherwise interrupted in the process.
Okay, so let's go ahead. So I usually do 2 rolls a day. So go ahead and give me 6 rolls of just your weaponsmithing.
Okay. Weaponsmithing.
My tallies always change depending on the how complex and detailed and crazy awesome the weapons and armor usually is, so it's always a different tally. That's why I don't have like a set thing to give you guys.
That's fine. Okay, so plus that. 10.
10.
10.
Okay.
Right down the middle of the road here. It's depressing. There we go. 24.
There we go.
Let's try in the dice tray. 12.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. So
And
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
16.
Oh, okay. That's pretty decent. That's kind of right down the middle. So yeah, so you're just almost at the halfway point. You're getting a lot done. You're still working on the frame. It's very intricate design, knowing you, so you're just trying to get the right modifications and everything before you fill it in with all the parts. So
Something
yeah,
that can sustain the recoil of what I'm creating.
exactly. So yeah, so you probably need an extra day to get to that halfway point, but for the meantime, where you're at right
That'll
now,
work.
you're getting it along pretty good. Mel, what are you doing aside from tending to the armor?
For just this day, or
Just overall,
Or-
if you want to give me any kind of general to-do list for the next 3 days that you guys want to do.
okay. She's gonna fix up everyone's armor that needs it.
Okay.
And so I guess she'll spend probably the majority of the first day doing that. And
Okay.
then she's gonna go to the med lab and work on some more metagel, enhanced metagels.
Okay.
So those take her about 6 hours a piece to make. So she'll probably spend on the second day, she'll focus in on that task and spend like 12
Okay.
hours so she can make 2.
Okay.
And she makes an opioid to replace the one that Athalia used on the diplomat's daughter. And she will make.
I did not forget, she's roaming around.
Oh,
keeping
she's
to her
still
room.
around.
She's still around, yeah. She's just keeping most to her room because she's in like a strange place. And she doesn't know you guys very well. She's very appreciative of what you guys have done, but she just kind of keeps to herself in the room for most of the time. So she's still around.
Okay. Trying to see which one would help. Trying to see if any of these would help Brockus at all, but I'll make a stimulant for him.
Okay.
Which is basically after using this metagel, you have advantage on the next saving throw or attack throw you make within 1 minute. So I make one of those for him and opioid for Athalia. And then I'm gonna go check on the diplomat's daughter, and I'll bring some I'm gonna bring some comics that I've made and some paints and some blank canvas and one of my portable music devices, and I'm gonna go over to her room and just play some music and invite her to join me to either read or paint if she would like, to help relax.
Okay. So first things first, go ahead and just mark off the 6 honey gel for your stimulant or your metagel projects. I don't know if you
Out of
remember that chart.
my 299 metagel I have, sure.
Oh, I know, you guys like frick ton. It's gonna cost a bit more when you're actually making armor and weapons, but yeah, when you're making stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's just like nothing.
Got it.
We hoard
so yes.
Omni gel like Ash hoards health potions.
Exactly.
I was just about to put that in chat.
You've got 2 people that make and repair shit. That's gonna cost Omni gel, so yeah.
If it can be broken down into Omni gel, you can be damn sure it will be.
About how
Which
much
reminds-
Omni gel would I have used for the armor repairs, would you say?
So for the armor repairs, they were minor for the most part, except for Brockus's. So it's probably going to be about 2 per armor set, and really the only ones that got the bulk of it was Jamar. You didn't. It was Jamar and Brockus. Yeah, actually, it was just those 2 that had like the worst of it. Everyone else like did a pretty good job.
I'll
But those
take
2
off
got
like
like a lot more damage.
I'll take off like 5 Omnigel, I guess, because I imagine Brockus is probably worth like an extra. More than
Yeah,
a normal
Brockus's is
person.
about 4, and I would say 2 for
Okay,
Jamar's.
so 6.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just because you're going to spend a little extra time on
Yeah.
Brockus's.
And how does she respond to Mel coming and bringing that stuff? And she'll invite Athelia if she wants to hang out with us too. But that's what she does like in the evening time after dinner. Is she like receptive of that, or she turn Mel away?
She is receptive, but you can tell she's a bit cautious because again, she doesn't know you guys very well, and she just kind of nods at you. And go, "Oh, thank you. This will help pass the time a lot better."
Yeah. During that time, Mel's gonna like play some cool music and like sing along a bit, and then she's gonna talk to her a little bit, try to get to know her, and I'll share some stories with her as well, and like awkwardly try to flirt. So I don't know if there's like a role for that, but like.
Yeah, there is. There's definitely going to be a role for that.
Mel is definitely going to try to flirt with you. Sorry.
Whether or not Athelia's there is going to depend on what happens with my afternoon.
Okay, that's fine. So if you're trying to flirt, go ahead and do a persuasion.
Okay.
I'd say perform, but you're trying to like loosen her up.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a sexual way. I just mean like open up to you.
Well, that all depends on how good the roll is, right?
That's
Yeah,
also true. That's very true.
It's not a great roll. That's gonna be a 12.
12. Okay, yeah. She sees you're flirting, and she kind of looks at you weird, like wondering what you're trying to do, and she just kind of goes, "I'm sorry, I don't really know humans that well. Does that mean something? Is this like slang, or what is happening?"
It's, I was just gonna show you the proper technique, but this is obviously a little awkward. She's like leaning over, trying to like ghost, like show her how to paint this one thing. Like, but it's not going over very well.
I mean no offense to your kind, but I mean, I am a few hundred years old. I do know the different type of arts. I'm just not good at it, of course, but I understand how they work, but I do appreciate the help.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. That didn't, yeah.
Do you want me to help you? Is that what you're trying? Do you need me to assist you?
Yeah, what's something you've learned? That would be great. I'd love to learn an alien technique. That would be really awesome. What's like an Asari art style?
Well, there's many. I mean, there's stonework and of the like, but I'm very good with like, I suppose it is equivalent to your, how do you say, calligraphy?
Calligraphy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's sorry, it's a strange word, but yes, it's a very beautiful writing techniques.
I'm sure it's real beautiful. Yeah. You want to show me your letters? Yeah?
Roll another persuasion. Actually, yeah. Give me another persuasion. Now that you're actively doing it.
She's trying. 15.
15? Okay. So she's kind of happy you're enthusiastic about it, and she's like, all right, well, here's a brush, and I will show you the techniques. So just copy after me.
Yeah. Oh, I will. I'm gonna shadow every movement. I'm
All
gonna
right.
be watching you very closely.
All right, now make a perform. See how well you can copy. Perform is usually used for artistry.
Mel is so distracted by boobies.
No.
Yeah, she got a 7.
Does she just write
yeah.
boobs in calligraphy?
Yeah.
Considering how it's in a different alien language, she probably doesn't even realize that she's, it just starts turning into boobs. No, you're not paying attention, so it's very sloppy, and it's kind of, at one point you trail off the page, and she's like, no, that's very wrong, actually.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Bloody hell.
like this. Here, let me show you. And so she goes ahead and she grabs your hand and she just kind of shows you through the motion how to do the different strokes.
Mel just bites her lip and is blushing furiously. Just kind of goes with it. But yeah, that's Mel's interaction. It continues from there. Mostly awkward interactions, and Inasari probably not understanding that
Oh.
Mel is getting all hot and bothered.
Ophelia, do you join eventually?
I would like to eventually, but I need to see how my
Okay.
afternoon goes first.
See
All
how
right,
Mel
sounds
goes
fair. Let's go ahead and hop over to you then real quick and see where you're at.
Trust me, I do not want to miss out on observing this because I'm pretty sure Thilly's gonna sit in the corner and just watch.
Mel be like, Athelia, I need notes.
Anyways, I had the Varen with me, so my job today is taking care of the Varen, which I don't know how much Athelia knows how to do.
Okay, so what do you do to try to take care of them?
Well, I know Vera typically exercises them somehow. So they should play fetch, right? Totally a thing they
Okay.
should do.
Yeah.
So we're take them down to the cargo bay to try and play fetch with them.
Give me an intelligence roll, just straight up intelligence.
Well, my dice like me today, unlike on Friday. That's a 17.
Okay, and then just give me a dex read.
A dex what?
Dex roll, just straight up dex.
Alright. So dex is a 15.
15. Okay, those are both pretty good. So you not knowing how to take care of Varen, and for the most part, when Vera was taking care of them, it was behind closed doors. So it's not like it was really out in the open that frequently. So you do a decent job though. You kind of find something that you can maybe throw. They chew the hell out of it, but you do a pretty decent job. You're able to take care of them to the point to where they're not really being destructive. They're actually being fairly well behaved. So you tend to have a somewhat successful time taking care of them.
Okay. And I think towards the mid-afternoon, she's going to wander over to Vera's room, assuming Vera hasn't come out, under the pretense of needing to collect more supplies for the Varen.
Is this on that first day?
Yeah. If you haven't come
Yeah.
out your room.
Vera would still be in there, and the door would be closed but not locked.
So I'd probably knock, wait the appropriate amount of time before I'd open the door, poke my head in, and probably allow the Varen to squeeze their head in like they dogs do.
And it's later partially smushed back a little bit as they got their tongues hanging out, just panting.
And Vera would be in there. She would be kind of half-heartedly cleaning up the room. It's still very obviously messy, but she's got an armful of stuff that she's picked up, and she's just kind of wandering around. Do I put it here? No, it'd just be just as messy if I put it here. Maybe I'll put it over here. No, it doesn't go there. So she's just absent-mindedly accomplishing nothing.
You know, she didn't yell at me to get out. I'm gonna take that as an invitation to go in.
Yeah, she didn't even acknowledge that you were there. She didn't notice the door opened up.
Fine. We're let in. I'm gonna let the Varen in and let them off, assuming the glass is picked up.
They run
This last
immediately
pickup.
to Vera and try to glomp her.
Which
They're
is
happy to
also
see
helpful.
Mom.
And she would just drop whatever she was holding. And are the Varen full-sized yet?
Not quite. They probably need a couple more months because when you bought them, they were already juvenile, so they weren't quite full grown yet. But it was going to take a few extra months. And at this point, it's been a good. Oh God, I'll have to look at my notes, but it's been probably almost 2 months, shy of 2 months of since you first got them. Month and a half,
So
maybe.
since they aren't full sized yet, she will kind of get down
Yeah.
onto one knee to be on their level, because those things are fucking huge when they're full grown. I didn't realize
they
get
are.
that big.
Yeah.
But she gets down on one knee and kind of like hugs them and scritches them, then notices that they aren't alone. Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't hear you come in.
That's right. I mean, I knocked, but
Did
you
you?
seemed like you were preoccupied.
Sorry, I'm not here right now.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, that happens. You had a eventful day yesterday.
That's one way to put it.
Takes a while to process that. But the Varen were missing you, and I was coming by to see if I can pick up anything else to help me. Yeah, I've never really taken care of Varen before. This is my first time. They
Admittedly,
don't seem injured, so
I have never taken care of Varen before either. I've read about it. I've seen tamed Varen before. And they were just too cute to say no to.
I mean, they are adorable. Wish I haven't had much interaction with them myself, nor have I read the books. So, I'm winging it here. We
Well,
managed to
they're-
play fetch for a while.
In,
They only half destroyed the item.
yeah, they're in one piece, and I assume they haven't eaten too much of the ship's wiring, so you're doing a good job.
They did enjoy Brox's breakfast.
As did I. And she kind of like sidesteps a little bit to hide the 3 plates on her bedside table.
Damn girl.
Nice. Well, did Brockus stop by and bring you some?
He did, yes.
That's good. And how are you doing with everything?
I'm picking myself back up.
It's never easy, is it?
Gets harder and harder every time.
I like to say it comes with age, you get better at it, but it's not always true.
Well, I suppose the one consolation I have there is, Turians don't live nearly as long as Asari or Krogan, so I
This is
won't
true.
have to pick myself back up nearly as many times as you two.
The important thing is you now have people who aren't going to stab you in the back around you. I
That,
highly doubt anyone here will.
that's what I'm struggling with. I would have said the same thing about Sibius. I have said the same thing about Sibius up until a day ago. He was my brother.
Whatever happened to him that caused him to stray from how he was must have been significant.
I'm trying to not be angry about it. I am angry about it, but I'm trying not to be.
Sometimes anger makes it easy to pick yourself back up, gives you a purpose. There's nothing wrong with being angry about it,
Yes.
as long
but
as that anger
sometimes-
serves a purpose.
Sometimes that same anger will blind you to what's actually going on. And maybe you're right. Maybe something significant did happen to him that set him on this path. Maybe he's not entirely to blame. Or maybe I just don't want him to be entirely to blame. I'm not sure which it is yet. I'm
Not sure it
struggling.
matters which it is.
It does to me, though.
Well, it
Because
sounds
the Sibius that I know, the Sibius that has saved my life more times than I can count, he would not do what that Sibius did.
it
There's
sounds
got
like
to be a reason for that.
it sounds like we need to be on a hunt for some information then, and put together the pieces of what happened to him between the last time you saw him and now. Maybe he fell in with the bad crew. Maybe he wasn't able to pick himself back up the way he was before.
And maybe he had no choice but to do what he did. That's the only
Maybe.
way I can understand that something like this would happen, is that he had no choice. Because why else would he do it? Why would he choose to do it? I don't think he would. I can't accept that he would choose to do this.
Well, short of interrogating him ourselves, I'm not sure we'll ever find the answer to that. But maybe we can find clues. And maybe if he is being forced to it, we can free him from that. Or maybe he did it for himself and he needs a good kick in the ass to get himself back on the right path.
Yes, I think either way, this ends with him behind bars. Even if he had no choice, he does have to answer for what he did.
I mean, that is true.
But it's a lot to process, and I'll process it when I put it in the report, which I'm not doing today. I need another night before I can do that.
No, don't blame you. Just don't try and shut the anger all the way off. But just enough to be effective. Anger's a great motivator.
It
Whether you're
is.
angry at him or angry at whatever forced him to be this way.
The last time that my people didn't shut the anger off, as you say, I think we all know the incident with the humans that resulted.
They just didn't shut it off enough. You only let a little trickle out.
Well, that's the thing about Turians. We go all in or we don't do it at all.
That may be your problem.
I'm sorry, I can't go against an entire history of my people. I can't. You gotta set off all the bombs, or just don't set them off. You know?
Can't say I understand that. I would more prefer to use the correct number of bombs.
The correct number is all of them, Athelia.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one. But that is fine.
Perhaps that's why diversity on a team is good to have.
Perhaps. It is easier when everyone thinks the same, but if we don't have someone to challenge our ideas, how do we grow?
Exactly.
Do you want me to help you clean up the room a little? You seemed,
I think I got it covered. It's probably going to take me all day, but it'll keep me busy.
Do you want me to take the van back with me? They can welcome to stay another night in my room, that's fine.
If you could look after them for the rest of the day, that would be great. But I'll have this cleaned up by tonight. They can come back here tonight.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab some more food for them. I wasn't sure the portions to give them this morning, so I'm kind of out.
You gave them. That's fine.
I let them
I've
eat
got
how
more.
much until they were full, right? That's what you do. You
Womp.
Oh God.
Gave him
Yeah,
the whole fucking
no.
bag.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Make sure you take them to the cargo bay a few more times today. You've been taking them to the cargo bay, right?
happen. I did
Okay.
remember that.
Couldn't remember if I told you that part or not. It is kind of important.
I was a little confused this morning, but I figured it out.
I knew that I could trust them in your hands. Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Mel was going to visit our guest, so I'm going to go join
Oh,
her.
right. We have
One
a
day you
guest.
guys will frickin' remember her god dang name.
It's Sarima. Thank
Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you.
I will never, ever, ever remember it. You'll have to get over that.
Oh my god, I thought it was such a pretty name I picked too, but
Gorgeous
no
name.
one remembers.
I still won't remember it.
I
Zorro.
know.
I put
Zorro,
Cirilla, so
I barely remember my NPCs' names. You're expecting me to remember others?
It's
Yeah.
Surima Traala. It's just I don't interact with her, so I never say it.
That's
Oh, I
fair,
put
and
a
thank
Tryla.
Traala.
I put Cirilla.
La-la-la-la-la-la-la.
If anything,
She's
it's
the
the
daughter
Athelia
of
that
an
knows how to pronounce
Asari
it.
matriarch.
And Brockus,
Sha,
actually.
sha,
Except I play
tra-la-la.
Ophelia. She might remember it, but I don't.
Athelia and Brockus would know how to pronounce it properly. Out of everyone. God damn it.
Except Ophelia's played by me, who can't pronounce shit.
That's fair. That's why I'm
Yeah,
gonna play
you a-
smart
you
characters,
asked-
and I'm like, I'm dumb. What?
You ask me what her name is, it's now just sha tra la la. I mean,
That's fair. Sha 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 la 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 la. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Marge joined them. Do you want a little time with the van before or you want me to come back pick him up, or?
I'll just leave my door open. They can come and go. There's no more food out in the mess hall, is there? It's all being put away.
I didn't check. I've had them on the leash all day, if that helps when we're out of the cargo bay.
Maybe keep them on the leash for a couple more hours, and then they can roam. I think we can trust them with that, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Famous last words.
We'll find out.
So as she pulls them back, you hear them going like a, just kind of like as they're being yoinked away from mommy, and it's just sad noises. It's just sad as they pull away. So that's good to know that you used all the food. I'm making a note of that.
I have no idea what to do. Stop.
That'll
They'll
come later.
eat until they're hungry, and they'll stop when they're full, right? Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally how
that's-
dogs work.
that's how I feed my cats.
At
Just
least
give 'em the whole
they
thing.
didn't eat until they threw up, which dogs often do. So
Yeah.
Cats at least know when to stop.
I've had that problem with
Yeah.
my dog and cat food. It did not come out pretty.
Most dogs will literally not stop eating. They will literally eat themselves to death. It's kind of depressing. Yeah. So
I will drop the dogs off at my room before I go to the guest room.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up with you real quick, Athelia. And then we could bounce back to Mel in case you had anything else you wanted to do, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take our break and finish up with the rest of the crew before you guys reach the Citadel. So just giving you guys a little bit of a time frame. So what do you do after you visit Vera?
I'm gonna drop the Varen off in my room, so I'm not going to startle our guests with Varen. As friendly as they are.
Probably a good idea.
And then I'm gonna go down there and join Mel mid calligraphy lesson. I'm assuming.
And you see that it is just so awkward. Like I'm just gonna flat out say you go into a red-faced, like blushing Mel while this Asari is kind of leaning over her, kind of helping her, and you can tell that it's like, to Mel it's like, ooh, pretty girl on me, just from her facial expression, trying to like keep it together, while Sarima is just like in professional Asari mode where she's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna teach you how to do this. And that's what you walk into, is her around her trying to help her with the strokes of this artistry.
I'm gonna lock eye contact with Mel and just give her a giant shit-eating grin. Just
Mel's
like-
eyes just go a little wide, and she looks at you when Sarima's kind of looking down, and she just makes a motion with the other hand, like.
Always. Why would I come without alcohol? So I'll come in the
Did
room
you
and be like,
go there?
but if he'll come without alcohol,
I don't know if you have a
I mean-
flask on you, girl.
always. It says
I'll
Athelia.
allow it. It's in character. I'll allow it.
Probably would have grabbed a bottle on her way out the room if I had remembered.
That's fair.
Oh,
It's happened enough times.
yeah. So I will. Oh, hello. Am I interrupting?
No, please come join us. Is that
Oh.
a bottle in your hand? Because that would be
I figured we
great.
could all use a drink after yesterday.
Yeah. You want a drink, Sarima? Do you like Do you like that kind of drink, or like what's your favorite kind of drink?
So when Sarima notices Athelia coming in, you see her kind of perk up, and she just kind of backs off a little bit on Mel, and she's like, "Oh, hi! I was wondering if you'd stop by. Yeah, alcohol actually would be nice. What do you have?"
I brought some vodka with me. I have others back in my room though, if you don't prefer this.
Space vodka.
Space vodka.
Space vodka. The vodka equivalent. It's sure. I mean, I would definitely like some. I mean, the rooms are actually very finely furnished. I'm sure there's cups in here. I saw one the other day, and yeah, let me go grab some cups.
Oh yeah, I'll get him. I'll get him. You just, it's fine. I'll get him. And
Are
they'll
you
kind of
sure?
like, yeah, totally fine, totally fine. I know this ship like so well. I'm the chief engineer, if you knew, and also a medical officer. So you know, just no big. But I know that where the cups are. It's right over here. I'll get him. And she like goes and opens up a thing, and like tries to grab it, but like fumbles and tries to catch it as it falls.
Humans are very interesting. I don't interact with them very often, but she's interesting. Is a
She
word.
catches it.
Mel is the first.
First of all,
Mel is the first I've interacted with too, but she seems to be very unique.
that is a good word to describe it. Yes. She was very nice to bring me some stuff to entertain me with. Not the greatest student when it comes to teaching things, but I mean, everyone has their own pace.
They do, and
Are you talking
You know, she
quietly,
has a
or
lot of-
can Mel hear this?
Make a perception check. These rooms are pretty big.
Got it at one, so Mel does not
Nope.
hear this.
You are too distracted,
She
fumbling
still
over the
feels
cup and
real
catching it.
confident. Things are going well.
Mel has her strength. You get her in any kind of engineering room, and she will shine. But
Well, that's reassuring, at least. I mean, I did witness you guys over on the base, so you're very capable. It's just weird. She keeps doing this thing with her face. I don't know if it's a nervous twitch, but it's very strange. She does this weird side
what face is
smile
that?
thing. She
can you show me?
I don't know if I can quite mimic it. And she tries to do it, and it kind of looks like an awkward side smile. And then because she doesn't have hair, she pretends like she's like pulling part of her hair back. Just like this. I don't know if that's a nervous tick or what, but I can tell she's very nervous.
She hasn't, my understanding, she hasn't spent a lot of time around other species, so she's nervous in general.
Oh, that's understandable. Well, she's very nice. It was very nice for her to bring by all that stuff. So
She
are you
loves to
hang
take
out with
care of
us for a
people.
while?
Oh, yeah, I'll be here for a bit. Plan to stay the evening if I'm not intruding.
Oh, no, not at all. Please join us.
What are we
the cups
working on?
down.
I kind of look around towards the easel.
And you see, so you see like there's some paper and stuff on the ground of what they were trying to work on, and then out of the corner of your eye you see Mel like trying to play off cool, doing okay, and she was fumbling for the cups and everything, but she comes back over with the cups.
I got him, right? So let's open that bottle.
Of course. And pour 3 drinks for everyone. Hefty drinks, as it seems like the room
Okay.
needs it.
Yeah.
They are heavy-handed pours. It's like, this is gonna be needed. What were
Well,
you
thank you
trying
very
to
much.
do with this one, Mel?
It's called abstract. I was trying to put a human spin on this sorry style, you know, just I like to blend things together, you know. I thought human and a sorry would be, you know, quite the blend, you know. Goes
know,
well
I had-
together.
I was trying to teach her our art of Kalai. It's very similar to well, you know, and she shows you hers, and it's you recognize this. You were on your planet. You know exactly what that is.
Ah. Well, it definitely has a human spin to it.
It's probably the
So-
wrong style choice. There's lots of different human style choices. It's just I was going for an experimental thing. I like to, experiment a little bit. Do you like to experiment a little bit, Sarima? Are you an experimenter?
Give me a performance.
No, she's failing so hard. 9.
Oh God. She looks over at Athelia and just kind of gives her this side eye look, like, see, like that was it. That.
And I'll smile politely as I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything when she's right there.
I'm gonna pour a
Mhm.
drink and just keep
Look,
going.
Are you
What am
gonna
I
do
doing?
anything?
I mean, as an Asari, we have many years to try to experiment, whether it be with different crafts or technology and everything in between. So we do try to master as many things as possible, I suppose.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I opened the link and it killed me. So
I have to see it now. It's happening now.
it's really loud, so you might want to mute.
Warning, it's loud.
Oh, Careless Whisper and Kazoo.
Mhm.
True.
For those of you tuning in on the YouTube version of this, look up Careless Whisper with a kazoo.
Yes.
That is what's happening.
So funny.
Wow.
Yep, that's Mel's flirting right now. Mm-hmm.
He really needs help.
Blame your rolls,
This
man.
stuff works really well on human women. Okay, that's where it works.
Wink, wink.
Now, if you're gonna do anything in your usual style, your artwork is normally so gorgeous.
I mean, yeah. Should I?
Sarima, she does wonderful portraits. Would you like a picture done?
Yes.
Oh, that would be fantastic, actually. I'm very curious.
I will do.
Why
that
don't-
then.
Well, you and I can come over here and sit on the bed and chat. And Meldu, do you want to paint?
Yeah. I'll paint both of you lovelies, beautiful birds. Just go sit up there for me and have some drinks,
Alright.
relax, talk, and I'll just soak it in. So.
Yeah, you will. Go ahead.
Or
She goes
engage
to the
in
couch.
just conversation to keep Sarima and try and cover the awkwardness of Mel. Let
Pay
Mel
me
get
like
back
one
in
of
her
your
groove
French,
before Mel
sorry.
tries again.
Yep. Hit me like
So
one of
I
your
rolled
French,
a
sorry.
performance
Okay.
for her drawing because Mel's
Okay.
usually pretty good at these. But
You are.
I rolled a 2.
God
so
damn it, Mel.
that's not
This is
gonna-
too good.
for a total.
They're just
of
all
something.
boobs. She spent way too long on the boobs and ran out of time for everything else.
She's like too flustered, I think.
Yeah, so being an
that's total
artist.
4.
Okay, being an artist, it's no stick figures. It's still above stick figure level because you that is what you do. You are an artist, so it's not like
I
the
could probably
shittiest thing that a
add my
5-year-old
proficiency
did.
bonus, right? So it would be a 7.
Oh, that's much better. Yes. So, being an artist and what you are, it's not your best work. It's okay, but yeah, between you kind of doing that first chug of the drink and then you just kind of being distracted by 2 Asari women just talking to each other, you're a bit distracted. You had a little bit. You're not drunk obviously, but you've had some alcohol in you. You're not in the right headspace. So it's okay. Just okay.
She looks at it and like crumples it up.
Did it not come out well, Mel?
No.
Maybe just having an off day after yesterday. It happens.
Yeah, I think actually my hand, it feels like I probably injured it, when I was fighting to rescue you, Sarima.
A lot did happen.
It was a lot. It was quite the battle, and there was a lot of explosives, and
Indeed, that was terrifying.
yeah.
Are you okay? Is that why you're so flustered? Did you inhale some of the smoke or something? Are you all right?
Probably a little bit. Yeah, probably got. It's probably a little bit making me a little off my game. Yeah, a little bit. My wrist a bit sore too from shooting all the bad guys.
Wish to offend you, but she said you're the medical officer. Shouldn't you get that checked out? Do kind of a self-examination on that?
I should. Yeah. There's a thing I can get. I'm just gonna go. I'll be back. She's just gonna leave and look for Dresscar.
Okay.
Well, I will finish having a conversation with Sarima. I will kind of, at the end of it, invite her to... we usually have breakfast as a group in the morning. We can stop by and pick you up if you'd like. Everyone would love to see you there.
I would love that, yeah. Would you mind swinging by and picking me up?
Not at all. And then, like, throughout the whole conversation, she tried to subtly put, like, she was trying to play wing woman, so she tried to subtly put high points for Mel in there. Basically, how she must be having an off day, stuff like just minor stuff.
And she does connect with you on that, and she just kind of replies back of like, "Oh, that's nice. Tell me about you." Kind of conversation. Trying to get to know you a little bit more. So it's a pleasant conversation. She's not disregarding what you're saying. She is commenting on it, but then she'd be like, "Okay, so tell me about you."
Yeah, I tried, Mel. I tried.
You're a good wing woman. You were.
And
It's like
really
having
quick,
a wing woman who's also a supermodel.
now you know how I felt in my 20s every time we went to the club and I was the ugly friend.
Okay,
So
no, you were not. But we did have one of our friends that was like an exotic goddess, so
drop
that was
dead,
a
freaking
detriment.
gorgeous. Yeah, she outshined us all, bitch.
We still love her.
I love you, Nikki. So just really quick, I know I said I was gonna go a break real quick, but I know I'm kind of jumping around real quick, but just to kind of finish up, Vera, what were you doing for the rest of the couple days on the ship?
So we have 2 days or 3 days.
At this point, you would have closer to 2 days. It's kind of, we'll just say that most of the stuff is happening on the third day. So unless you want to do anything specific that day, you can tell me what you got planned for the next couple days as well, if you want to summarize it.
Yeah. It's not going to be super complicated or involved. That initial day, she's going to spend the rest of the day cleaning up her room. Eventually, it takes all day, but she does get it cleaned up. And then she brings the Varen back for that night. The next day, she's going to begin writing her report. She will forward Sibius's military profile to our Spectre friend to just add on to the information that Mel already sent over. And then she'll put together a formal report of all the events that transpired and send it to, what was his name? The Turian hierarchy contact that I have. I have his name in my notes somewhere. I'll find it. And then on the last day, like when we're probably like hours away from the Citadel, she will work up the energy to give her sister a call.
Okay. On that second day, you do get a response back from, you do get some reports back from both of your contacts. Basically saying, one is an official Turian report, appreciating all the information, and they're going to look into it, of course. And then you have Arissa that says, basically thanks you, because she didn't have all the information from Mel. The last name was very helpful. The picture only took them so far, so she was very appreciative, and said that she wants to see you guys right away when you come back into the Citadel. She keeps it pretty brief.
And I will send that information out to our whole group so that we all know where we're meant to be once we arrive.
Google share file at this point.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the conversation, and then we'll go ahead and take our break. So, do you just call her in your room?
Yeah. If I have communications capable of doing that in my room, I will.
One does.
Otherwise, I'll
Yeah.
go wherever needed.
You have your own little. Everyone has their own little personal one. Then you've got like the big one in the conference room. So unless you decide to go in there, yeah, you could definitely do it from the smaller room or your room.
I'll wait until it's an appropriate time on Palaven to call somebody, and then that's when I'll call them.
Okay. It's not middle of the
Whatever
night.
time that may be.
4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. God, what do you want? Yeah. Okay. So you go ahead and you give her a ring. Hey, Vera.
Hey, Niren. I didn't interrupt anything, did I?
No, I'm just out and about. Not really doing much. How's your friends?
Listen, I know you didn't believe me the last time I told you about them.
Because they're not real.
They are real, and one of them is a human. And we, together, took down this giant bird-like creature on some strange planet. Look, I took a picture. And she'll send that, like, stealthy selfie that she took of her and the group. See? Look, it's real. They're real.
Why are all their backs turned to you?
They were examining the creature that we took down.
No, this looks like they're walking away. Like the bird's over there, and they're
No,
walking away.
I was the one that was walking away. I wanted to make sure that they were all in the picture, that's all.
Okay, well...
It's real.
Well, it's hard to tell which one's the human, because they... Like, half of them have their helmets on. So... Like... It's... I mean... I get it, they're your coworkers. It's okay.
No,
I know you work
they're
with
more
people.
than-
I'm not
you know
that
what?
one.
How about this? How about you meet them in person?
Well, was that a promise?
That is an offer. We are trying to put together a little get-together with us and some family members. Brockus, the Krogan in the group.
Oh, yeah.
The
right,
nice
mhm.
Krogan.
The one with the
has-
human kid. Yeah.
Yes, and some Asari daughters. We're trying to get them all together, and I said I would bring you along. If you're willing. And then I can prove to you that they're all real.
You never invited me to one of your company parties before. I suppose that could be fun.
They weren't company. It was the military. You don't invite...
They were
Listen.
kind of boring anyway.
Not from my perspective.
Yeah, you're all stuffy like that anyway.
Yes, but
Just
you
like
were
Dad.
far too young for most of those parties.
That's why it was so boring.
Yes, you had to hang out with the other children.
Yeah, they're dumb.
You're still kind of young. Maybe I'll have to make sure there's a kids' table at this get-together.
Oh, you're calling me dumb? Maybe I won't show up
You-
then.
What if I just come by and scoop you up and take you back to the Citadel? You've never been to the Citadel. I know you haven't.
Don't tease me. If you're gonna say you're gonna swing by and pick me up, that better be real.
I was actually thinking that I would do just that. I don't think Mom and Dad would let you come. So how about we just keep this between us?
Very, you being a little rebellious against Mom and Dad? You don't want
No.
to tell them anything?
I will tell them
Uh-huh.
after we're already on our way to the Citadel.
Oh, yeah, so get me in trouble when it already happened. I see how it is. You know that you're gonna leave and I'm stuck with them being angry with me.
I don't see how that's my problem.
Yeah. Maybe I just won't go.
Fine, if you don't want to meet a Krogan and a human, and a Solarian, and oh, there's a Drell as well.
Yeah, you're fake friends, I get it.
Fine, if you don't want to come to the party, I'll just tell them all you didn't want to bother.
It's okay, I'll just tell Dad that you're hanging out with a human is all.
No, you don't have to tell him that.
Oh, you don't want me to show me you don't want me to take this picture over and show it to them?
As you said, they all have their helmets on and their backs are turned. You couldn't even tell that there's a human in the group. That could be an Asari.
Well, things can be photoshopped.
Well, I'm not that good with computers, so
Gotten
not
better.
by me they can't be.
But I've gotten
Listen.
a lot better.
Do you want to come? Or no?
Yes, I want to come. I'm so
I knew
bored
you would.
here. Ugh.
I don't know when I'll be coming to pick you up. I still have to speak with Brockus and see if he got in touch with his daughters. But I will give
Okay.
you like a day's heads up before I show up.
Okay. Well, I would like that. I
think
will
We
keep
were
my fingers
talking
crossed.
About a month from now, if memory serves. A lot has been going on. I'm sorry if I got the times wrong, but I'll let you know.
I mean, it'd be no shocker if you pushed it back. I'm used to it by now.
I have apologized on numerous occasions about
I know.
not swinging by when I said I would. You know how things are in the military.
I know.
Yes. Well,
That's why I'm
things
glad you're
aren't
not
gonna
in it
be-
anymore.
aren't gonna. That is not. Listen. We can talk about this later. I have to
Okay.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Important Spectre business. And she
Oh,
hangs up.
yeah. Then that's all you hear. You just get a message back that says you suck.
Responds with no you. And then set status to do not disturb.
If you knew how to use emojis, she would. That is a thing the human taught y'all on the ship, so.
And Brockus still doesn't get a grasp of it.
No, he doesn't. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our first break. I love these moments because this is like one of the best parts for you guys to actually get to know each other with all the freaking chaos in between. So yeah, let's go ahead and refresh our drinks, get up and stretch, go to the bathroom if you need to, and we will be right back. So don't go anywhere, guys.
I got a bit lucky, I think, with
And
my
we're
dog
back.
in regards to stuff that we'll talk about next break.
About that, I'm kind of doing laundry in between, and instead of canceling the game, I'm trying to do it as fast as possible in between the breaks. So,
I've done
sorry
that.
for the delay. Yep. Because I am literally out of clothes because I did a rare thing and did not do laundry in a long time. So I'm like, anyway,
That's a regular occurrence
Adulting.
for me. I understand.
I do it like every other week, and for some weird reason, a month went by, and I'm like, look at that, I'm out of clothes.
Oh, it took you a month to run out of clothes?
Yeah,
I have 5 shirts.
I have. Oh my god, I have a fuck ton of shirts. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, I bought 2 more. I have 7 shirts.
That's terrible. Almost all of my shirts are either BioWare related, Last of Us related, or Critical Role related. That is the majority of my shirts nowadays.
Unlike all of our PCs, I hate shopping.
That's fair.
80% of my wardrobe is still League of Legends shirt when I was with Riot.
Nice. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna rotate. So just because I don't want to like cheapen anyone else real quick, I know that Jamar was doing projects, but Jamar, was there anything else you wanted to do during the 3 days that you had here?
Not particularly. Kind of during downtime. Just Jamar's not super social ever.
Okay. No, that's fair. I just didn't want you to think like, oh, that's all you're doing.
No, mostly work. Eventually he'll develop a hobby that isn't making weapons of mass destruction.
Such is a Solarian life.
We'll
Very
drag him
short
out
one.
to the club eventually.
You guys got plenty of opportunity too, I'm sure.
I mean, isn't that the ultimate goal of this campaign, is to watch Jamar like dance in the club?
That's my goal
And get
as
drunk.
a DM.
Yeah, like
You need to
watch,
get drunk.
That's my goal.
watch Jamar get white girl drunk and then start dancing in a club.
Mm-hmm.
Build a robot
I-
to do the
I-
dancing.
Well,
I
I
feel like-
accept this.
I feel like if Jamar got drunk, he would be one of those chatty drunks where he's like, let me tell you about this weapon, and just goes on to like super technical, but it's like he won't stop talking.
That's
Like,
Everyone's
that
looking around
probably
like, "Save me."
right about correct.
Yeah. That's what I imagine anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead, because I know there's going to be some interaction with Dresscar, so let's go ahead and jump real quick to Brockus. What are you doing?
Brockus is being boring old Brockus, making sure that the ship isn't going to crash or anything, piloting it, making food for everybody still, but in between he's going to be seeing if he can't get in contact with the girls, find out if like if they have any upcoming free times. I know he talked to his eldest, and she said that she had some time coming up after she was done with a dig, but he never got in contact with the twins.
Right. So as you try to reach out, you still don't get any messages with the twins.
Okay, he makes a mental note to get in contact or to talk with the Spectre once we get back into Citadel space to see
Citadel?
if she has any. Yeah, see if she has any pull to get in contact with them.
Okay.
Um,
Do you try to get a
Yeah.
hold of Zuna then?
yeah.
Okay.
See how she's doing, and making sure she's still okay.
Okay. You try messaging her one day. She doesn't really get back to you until the following day, and it's very brief. And she basically tells you, like, in the middle of a site, poor reception, we'll talk later.
Okay.
So just kind of short and sweet, but lets you know that
Mhm.
she got your message.
She's the one kid who actually calls back.
Yeah, she is. She's the good child.
All right, and I think aside from that, just doing like the nightly conversations with Mercy before she goes to bed.
Okay. So, Daddy, there was an explosion?
Wait, there was an explosion?
Yeah, there was a report. I was overlooking the Spectre ladies stuff, and there was apparently a huge explosion
Where?
where you were, like on a rock or
Oh.
something.
Oh, okay. I thought something else blew up. Yeah, we
Did something else
ran in-
blow up?
things blow up all the time, kid.
That's
But,
true.
Yeah, the pirate base we were on blew up, and we were on it when it started to blow up. We actually had to run through.
No.
Yeah, we had to run from a huge wall of fire that was chasing us. We barely got out.
Did anyone die?
None of us.
Okay. So you got the bad guys.
Yeah, we got the bad guy.
Good. That's my dad. How's everyone else doing? Is everyone else happy? Can they say hi?
He's gonna like he's gonna like reach over and he's gonna press the kind of like the
intercom?
group call button. No, the group call button.
Everyone's your Omniblades go off.
Our Omniblades?
Or Omniblades, oh my god.
That's dangerous.
That would be terrible to give Brock
What?
a remote
God damn
activation
it.
for our Omniblades.
Yeah. Who the hell gave you permission to do that?
Activating instant kill.
Oh my god. It's just leave me alone. Omni tool.
It was not a good
The
place
other-
either.
The other Omni thing, the Omni tool.
Do we have a vid of Mercy on our Omni tools? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely could look into that.
Okay. Hi guys!
No waves. Hi, Mercy. How are you?
I'm bored. How are you guys?
Hey, kid.
Did anyone get any new scars or lose a limb or like bled a lot?
You should ask your dad about that.
Well,
under
Daddy's
control,
always
little
doing
one.
that.
Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay.
I think he
Good.
was the only one.
He usually does
I
that.
got lightly singed.
Mm.
Explosion.
Sure.
The explosion.
Yeah, but before we blew up the place, we took out a
And Mercy.
gigantic turret and a mech.
What?
The saddest part is, I didn't get to scavenge the mech.
But
It blew up with the
was a
station.
robot. Aww. Wanna see
That
a
was the
cool
exact sound
robot.
I made.
I'll draw it for you later. It was pretty
Okay,
cool.
good.
I mean, less cool when it was shooting at us, but like real
Right.
cool once it was destroyed.
It exploded
draw
too.
Your
Yeah.
dad was
No,
pretty badass
it
throughout the
didn't
whole thing.
explode. It froze and then cracked.
And then exploded. Well, it didn't explode, but something else exploded, which made
Everything around it exploded.
Yes. I guess that made
Oh,
it
it's like
technical.
something out of an action movie. That sounds so cool. Did you guys run away and never look?
We absolutely
did.
did.
There was a lot of running.
Oh, Vera, that's just a poor move. You don't ever look back.
No, I mean she didn't look back. I mean she did the cool thing, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, she was carrying me too, right, hero? That.
I was. I had to make up for the few missteps I made, like being the one to set off the mines that blew up the station, and also before that, throwing a couple grenades into a room that I didn't realize Dreskar was in.
You added more explosions to explosions.
She damn near exploded me.
And in her defense, I think those mines were gonna go off regardless to cover his tracks. So.
Yeah.
Still cool though. You guys will have to tell me more because she wouldn't let me look at the report. Probably understand it, but it was really cool when she kind of freaked out when she was like, "An explosion!" And yeah,
Sure, your dad would love to tell you all about it later.
good.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
guys
we'll get-
coming back?
We'll get into the gory details when I get back, kid.
Good. You
Yep,
guys
we're
coming
only
back soon, right?
we're only a couple days out. We're heading on home.
Okay, good, because I miss you guys. It's been weird
Miss you
without
too.
you.
It's been weird without you here.
It's been like years since I've seen you. Okay, months. It's been months.
But I do
Days?
know several of us probably
Maybe-
found ourselves at your room looking for you.
Maybe a
Forgetting
week or
you.
two, Mercy.
Yeah, that feels like forever. I'm so bored.
Obvious child doesn't have any grasp of time.
Nope. Nope.
It's not easy to
Nope.
get a grasp of time out in space.
It's a
Have you
human
asked-
child phenomena.
Yeah. Have you asked a child, like, when they do the whole, like, I got a boo-boo, and you're like, oh, when did that happen? And they're just like, oh, it happened, like, yesterday. And then the mom's like, it happened a month ago.
I got it in the war.
Yeah. And basing this off of real witnessed child logic. She's still 8.
Time is wibbly wobbly.
Yep, exactly. Time is a strange soup.
But you've been being good, kid.
I mean, I kind of have to. It's either I'm in her room, which is really cool. She's got a lot of really cool stuff, and she lets me like touch a lot of stuff. But she was really nice, and she actually has like target practice in one part of her office. So when I go into her office, she'll let me like practice with my practice gun and everything. So she lets me shoot, which is really cool. And she even gave me some pointers. Do you know she's like a superhero for like her people?
Really?
I mean, I don't really get it, but the way she made it sounded like she's like a superhero.
Oh, that could be why she's the Spectre now.
I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I see that now. Superhero Spectre. SS.
Super Spectre.
Super Spectre.
No, wait, don't. That's not a thing you should say, honey.
Why?
It's got a whole history, pretty negative in human culture. So, just
Super Spectre?
you could say that. That's fine. But the shorter version, SS, probably avoid that.
SS?
Yeah, avoid that.
Am I wrong? Is it spelled with a C? Like how some things sound like an S, but really it's a C? So it's like
No.
CC?
That would be fine. But sure, you could do CC. That's fine. Let's do
Oh,
No,
that.
wait,
about-
no, that's
how
dumb.
about-
Superhero's still an S, so SC.
How about a sorry superhero? Or a sorry super
ASS, which is also probably not.
Sorry,
Exactly.
Superhero
Point.
Spectre.
She's,
ASS.
So you're saying she's an ass, Brockus?
She's an ass. Yeah. I'm sorry. Whoops.
Oh, I'm.
Like she hasn't
But
heard that word before.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't heard that before.
I'm honestly surprised this child isn't swearing up a storm that would like make a sailor blush at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shouldn't repeat that.
Yeah, probably shouldn't just call her a spectre. That's. It means all
Respectable.
those things in one word.
I mean, she technically said to call her Ari, so
Okay,
I'm just
call
gonna
it
keep
that.
calling her Ari.
Always fine. Yes. That
Okay.
sounds great.
SS.
So,
No.
Mercy,
No.
let's just move away from that topic entirely.
When
And
I
I don't
make
even
H.P.
I don't
Fox
even know
laugh,
the history
yes.
behind it, and I don't want to touch it.
You
have
see
you-
H.P.
Mel's
Fox
reaction
laugh.
is very poignant.
have you met any interesting people in your stay there? Have you seen any other specters?
There's been a couple people who like walk through the area that look very like important. I don't know if they're specters, but they looked really important. So I'm gonna say yes.
Were any of them Turian?
One of them was.
Was he young?
I mean, it looks like you. They always have those, the crinkled face, so I can't tell.
No,
Right, I suppose
because the
you haven't-
wrinkles. No,
The wrinkles?
You know, because you have a lot of lines on your face. Aren't they wrinkles?
No, those are dermal plates. They don't wrinkle. At least they shouldn't.
Derma what?
They're like the plates that your dad has, except they're made of metal.
I mean, ours is, I think it's ceramic, but they're fine as long as I don't drop them after I eat.
No, not those.
Those are Daddy's
types of
plates.
No,
I think everybody can hear an echo of Brockus just laughing.
I mean, I know
You know-
metal plates exist. I mean, it's just most of the time we have either plastic or like ceramic.
Okay, do you see these things on my face? And she like taps her dermal plates. This
Yeah.
is what these are called dermal plates. It's a type of natural armor.
But they're not round.
Why would you attach silverware and cookingware to your face, Vera?
You're
Dress
not
guy.
helping.
Drescar, you are not helping.
Not trying to help, Vera.
That's very evident. You know, maybe we'll save the biology lesson for next time I see you.
Okay. I'm not really good with the sciencey stuff.
We'll loop in Jamar. Maybe he can help.
I can make a volcano.
I want to see Jamar teach Mercy about science.
Hold on. You can make a volcano.
Yeah, it's really fun, especially when you add the chemical to it and it explodes. It gets so hot the more you put in it.
You're gonna have to show me how you do that.
Oh my god, we can make one together!
I'm in.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, you all heard it. We are making a volcano.
You should pick up supplies and we can do it when we get back.
Okay.
But she
I'm
said
sure
it,
Arissa will
it-
help you collect them.
It explodes. I can
It
help
does.
with that.
It's yeah. Oh, yeah, you can go with that too. Yeah, that'd be fun. I wonder if we'll go
there-
higher.
It's more of a chemical reaction, really, but I mean, so's
I
explosion.
have some explosives.
So is
that
an
are
explosive.
Chemical
Yeah, so it's an
reactions.
explosive.
This is like kitchen materials that. Mercy,
That's
No.
why I'm so interested.
No, it's not kitchen materials.
A volcano made out of.
You mean
stuff
you
that
didn't?
have
She's
around.
She's not talking about paper mache, baking soda.
Oh no,
Paper.
it's the paper mache for the volcano, but no, we used
Yeah, paper mache.
what
Paper
was
mache.
it? We just grabbed a couple of things of like gunpowder and other chemicals and mixed them together the last time we did it.
Yeah, but it made the whole
Yeah, this
thing
picture doesn't
explode.
hurt anyone.
It just made the whole thing explode though, and that's. I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but I had to do it again from scratch.
Yeah, we kind of made a Krogan volcano.
It
Okay,
did go really high though.
You could maybe do a simpler version. Well, in my ship, our ship, when our ship.
You're gonna make a volcano in the ship.
Yes.
I've done it before.
Yeah, they're not
Can I
that
get off
big.
before then?
They're not that big.
Maybe not a Krogan version, but normal human science fair version.
I mean, they're about the size you could put on the kitchen table and set it off.
Anyway, we're getting
I'm just going
sidetracked here.
to take the shuttle out for a bit. I'll
Yes,
be
guard.
back when I'm done.
Dresscar, it's not a real volcano.
Says the
it's
one with no
like-
imagination.
One to scale, right? So it's not obviously as big as a normal volcano, but one that you could put like on your table or something.
Yeah.
That's how big I
Mhm.
make them.
To maintain the heat for the molten rock.
Oh, I'll have to show you when you come in. It's actually really easy. It's really fun. I'll show you.
I'm quite intrigued by this. I look forward to it, Mercy.
Me
I'm
too.
excited.
Oh, I am going to be there for this.
I love it because it's just Vera doesn't know, and it's great.
Mercy,
Yeah.
you know what we need to make too?
What?
We need to make the chocolate volcano.
Can we do
I'm
the
really
one where
down
after
for that.
where after it explodes and we make sure that there's cookies all around it, so when it explodes it drowns them, and then we just eat them right off the table like we used to?
Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes. I'm so down for this. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun. I miss you guys.
Miss you too.
I miss you too, kid. But we'll be back in a couple days.
Okay. Well, I'll see you soon, and we'll talk tomorrow, right, Daddy?
Well, of course.
Okay. I love you all.
Me too,
Mimsy says
kid.
hi.
Hi, Mimsy.
She pulls up her little patchwork Elcor and like makes one of the arms just wiggle high. Anything else you want to do?
What's Dreskar doing?
Mel, I think at least on the first day, is on her way to see Dreskar. So Dreskar.
Well, was that on the first day that she did that?
Thought it happened on the second day.
Oh, second day.
but-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So what are you doing? Go ahead and give me a summary, and we'll just squeeze it in.
Yeah, first day, Dreskar is starting off his day, like I said, with the workout and then the food. And then after the food, he's going to message his handler with all the information about Sivius.
Sibius?
Yeah, Sivius. And see if they can come back with anything. He'll include all the information that Mel sent to them too, and do
Okay.
his normal check-in stuff and whatnot. And yeah, he'll wait for a response. Other than that, he's going to be, see here. I had a project counter for EWS proficiency, which you said I had gotten 95% done. So, want to finish that off.
Okay, let's go ahead and do those rolls.
And what am I rolling? D20?
It's oh god, I think that's your intelligence modifier on top of it.
Which I think is a 3, but let me check.
ESW, I think, is intelligence. Yeah, because it has to do with hacking and
Yeah.
interception and all that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be your intelligence.
Well, that's 17 for 22.
Okay, are you doing this throughout the 3 days? Spending
I'm
some time
d-
on it?
I'm doing it for however many days it takes to get the 5% remaining to finish it.
Okay, well you've been doing it for a while, so you've got a little bit of extra time on it. So go ahead and do 2 more rolls for me.
Okay, so a 22 doesn't get me 5% done.
No.
Okay. That's another 22.
Okay, give me one more roll.
That one's an 11.
Okay, you are able to complete it
Okay.
by the 3rd day. You're able to do your training for that. And if anyone else wants to do more training in their stuff too for the ship fights and all that stuff, definitely let me know. Just can't stop staring at the damn gecko head. My god. You do eventually get a message back saying that there is too many files with that name because by the time... Do you do this on the first day?
Yes.
You do? Okay, so you don't have quite the full information just yet. So they said that they're going to do some further research. But there is a lot of files that they're going to have to sift through. So it's probably going to take a little bit.
Okay.
What else do you want to do?
Well, it sounds like I used all 3 days to get the EWS.
Well, I mean, you don't have to spend the whole 12 hours doing it if you want to do stuff in between. I'm not that cruel. Sit on your
Well,
ass the
I would-
whole time.
I would also be working on the gun kata stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Going John Wick on us.
Yeah. You probably won't get too much training
John
done.
Wick / Equilibrium.
Yeah. You probably won't get too much training done because you kind of focused on the ESW more, but you can still definitely get some training and you just won't get much credit for it right now.
Okay. Am I rolling or no?
You're not going to be rolling for this, no. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to send you back out in the ship here anytime soon.
No, it's not like we only have a whole galaxy to travel with. Days
gonna
upon
say, you
days downtime.
I purposefully have these in-between downtimes because of the RP and you getting some stuff done because I know y'all have some lists and stuff. So this is
We got projects.
my opportunity to give you guys time to do projects because we all know you ain't gonna have time once you're planet side, so.
Yep. Super, super true.
So by the second day, close to the late afternoon, early evening, you get a knock on the door. As Mel, you are now at his area, his room.
Knock, knock, knock. Jessica. Knock, knock, knock.
Yes, Mel?
She just walks in. All right, so I was trying to put in a shift with the, God, I forgot her name already.
You're flirting with her and you don't even know her name.
That's-
God damn.
That's
Very
the
bad.
first
There you
Me.
go. I was trying to
Of
put in a
course.
shift.
Problem. That's why it's not working.
So, I'm trying to put in a shift with the Sarima, right? But the bird isn't paying much attention to me, and I am just bollocksing it all up, and it's really brassing me. I need your help, please. How do you
I'm
do
sorry,
it?
what did you just say? In common, please.
I was flirting
Oh.
and mucking it up.
Oh.
How do you, with the Asari woman, like, how do you do it so easy? I mean, it seems like it's just drips off of you, the charm. How do you do the charm dripping? Teach me.
Oh, Mel. So you're trying to win her affections?
Yeah, all right. Well, she's right fit, so, just trying to catch her interest.
Oh, let's see here. Tell me what you tried.
So, pulled a ghost, for one thing. And then I tried, showing her off a little bit, but ended up not being able to focus so well. And, so, a lot of, I was trying to touch, just little, hidden, like, oh, let me show you how to do this. And then, but I think she took offense to that, and so that didn't work quite well. And then I tried to show an interest in what she liked, and, her art styles. And then I was like, oh, teach me, and, maybe sexy teacher thing, maybe that could happen. I'll be, a really good student and impress her with my quick learning skills. But then she was teaching me, she was leaning over, right? And, she was right fit. So it was a little distracting, and I feel real bad about it. I don't normally want to objectify her or anything, but I mean it's been a long time for me, Jessica. It's been a while, and it was just a little. Anyway, so that didn't go well.
Thought, perhaps I was wrong, but I thought you and Athelia were maybe headed that direction.
We're friends with a little light / heavy touching here and there, but it hasn't quite gone the full mile, But yeah, I put in a shift with her every now and then, but it's. I think we have a mutual understanding, She actually tried to help me out, I think, which was really nice. But then I think it might have backfired a bit because I think that I'm never gonna remember her name, Sarima. I think that
This is why
Serena
you
wanted to
fail.
like was maybe a bit more interested in necking her so than me. Maybe she's more into her own kind. I don't know. I am really just a blighter at this. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do I need to get a jacket
First-
like yours? The
Eh,
coat thing. Is that what really does it for you? Does that help? The collar? She tries to like pop up her
No.
collar.
mm,
Are you wearing a collar? To pop?
Not right now.
She's not. She's
I was
not.
gonna say so. I was talking about Mel.
Oh. Well, let's see here. Well, in my experience, Astari are amongst the most open-minded towards other species. It's that their species kind of depends on that, and so it's usually fairly ingrained in them. That's not to say that every single Sari out there is going to be as open to other species as others, but so first of all, you seem to use a lot of references from your culture, and your culture hasn't integrated entirely in with other cultures, so there might be a little bit of a communication barrier. Like you
shit.
said, I tried ghosting. What?
Ghost.
What does that
Not
even
ghosting.
mean?
Ghosting's really mean. I wouldn't do that. I no, like the movie. You haven't seen.
So
the
there's a
movie.
good ghost and there's a bad ghost?
No, it's like this thing where like you're trying to like teach someone how to do something, and you like lean over, right, and you're like touching hands, and like it's sort of like an intimate teaching moment thing, but it was more awkward. I think I spilled the ink or paint at one point. Trying to like
I've never
move a
gotten
hand.
that from ghost.
Ignore the ghost part. It doesn't involve. I mean, it does involve, but that's just that vid. But it's like a common move that a lot of people use when they're, trying to
Huh.
heat things up, as it were. Be real
All right,
close,
so-
have an excuse.
So it might be important for you to remember that other people outside of the human cultures might not get the references that you're making. So keep your communication simple. Step 1.
She takes out a notepad. Okay.
In the front pocket.
Yep.
Step 2. Asari will only ever want to get close to someone if they're comfortable with them and they know them. Let her get to know you.
Okay. All right. Step 2. No touching early.
Interpretation. Seems legit. Yep.
No, premature.
Athelia's a bit younger than her, I think, maybe, and so she's a more hasty or more likely to go out and try new things. So, I mean, everyone's an individual still, but general rule of thumb, you do want to have a connection with the person.
I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, attraction's a connection, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yes, then.
And then, from my experience, Asaris are, well, Asari tend to value experience, sensation.
Ah.
Let's see here.
So I should build something special. that it creates a sensation. That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna insight that.
Go for it.
18. Do I get what she's talking about?
Yeah, especially with who you are. Yeah, you cannot, buddy.
Mel's like winking.
Too soon. Too
Oh.
soon.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I agree. Sure.
You know what? Let's just focus on the part where you let them get to know you.
All right. That's smart. That's smart. Start slow. Start simple. Let them get to know me, understand me.
Now,
All right.
you said you tried to teach her something. What was that?
Oh, just like one of my art styles with painting.
Your art.
Yeah.
And that went poorly. Why?
I think I made her uncomfortable.
Because of the
Ghost. The touching.
yes. Okay.
I think she felt like
then-
I was unnecessarily close.
Uh-huh.
I should have picked up on that. I usually pick up on that, and like, I don't want to be creepy or anything, but I wasn't trying to be creepy. I was trying to like. It was bad. It was a bad call. It was a bad call.
I see. And then she tried to teach you something,
Yep.
and that
And
went
I
poorly
right after that-
because
Just I got distracted, and I was trying to do a thing, and I mean, at one point I wasn't even writing on paper.
okay.
I gotta work on focus. I think.
Yes. Absolutely you do.
They're so pretty though. Ha.
Yes, they are
And
very
they smell
pretty.
good. Have you smelt them? Have you smelt
Yes, many.
Ophelia? And the other
Oh.
one, she
Wow.
smells like a different flower. Like I can't even place it. It's just like there's some midnight bloom somewhere. Sorry, focusing.
So here's what I want you to do. You need to remember to be yourself. Because if you let all this excitement and anticipation get in your head, you're going to fumble.
Right.
And whereas
myself.
it's extremely adorable from the outside, it's not going to help your case very much.
Not really trying for adorable in the moment. Yeah. That's
Mhm.
backfiring.
So, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to your room,
Back to room.
and I want you to take some time.
Take time. Like what?
And
Like
then-
5 minutes?
However long it takes you to calm down.
Ah.
Then you're going to sit down and you're going to draw the flower that you see in your mind from the smell you described.
She takes your head, Dreskar. You are brilliant. You are right. Brilliant. She's gonna lean your head down and just kiss your forehead. You are like the charm master. That's. I can learn so much from you. This is gonna be good.
Dreskar's blinking his sideways lids. Just like,
Oh my
what
god.
the hell's going on?
I'm gonna
I
shadow you.
can't.
When we get to the Citadel, can I shadow you? I just want to walk around with you, see what you do, how you interact, like, take it in.
The most important thing is to just be yourself. If you're going to be yourself, you're going to be your most confident, and that's when those who would be attracted to you will come to you.
It's easy for you to say be yourself. You're like, cool, cool, man.
You're yourself
Multiple
any
sexy
other
Joe.
time.
She wipes some smudge off her face. All right.
When
I'm
you're
gonna do
done
what
with
she
that,
said.
when you're done with that artwork, take that along with your whole portfolio back with you to show her, and then just talk with her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk with her. I'm just gonna talk with her. I'm not gonna be confusing, and I'm gonna show her the flower, and it's gonna be a good flower. And I'm gonna take the time, and I'm gonna, yeah, not use references. Don't use references. Don't touch early, and not touch early, and yeah. Thank you so much.
Good luck, Mel.
Godspeed.
She's going to strut out and taking a few extra notes and go to her room and do what he said. Start painting the flower. But she takes so much time and detail on the flower that I think she's just going to fall asleep with her face in the paint.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
Go ahead and make another performance roll for me, please.
Okay.
With advantage because
Nope.
she took time to calm down.
Nope.
She didn't do that. She got back to her room and totally skipped that step and went straight to painting.
Oh dear God.
Because she fails. That is a 19.
19? Okay, you actually do a pretty good job trying to think of a very unique flower, and you start drawing it and you're feeling really good, but you are concentrating too hard, you are tired, and so when you fall asleep on top of the paint, it's not really a flower anymore. But it turned out really pretty.
Yep, I'll find that out in the morning.
While Sarima
Right.
is still
Bad
just
days.
talking to Athelia, getting to know
Yep.
her. And she's like, "Oh, human. Oh, should we go help her and put her in her bed or something?" I guess this is her room, or no, it was my room.
You
Just
wouldn't
put her in
know.
her-
You guys in the guest room. Mel just went straight back to the engine room. and
Oh,
was
I see.
sorting out
Okay,
stuff.
yeah,
So
she
she
ditched
just
us.
abandoned you guys.
yeah. She totally
He
ditched you.
us.
Oh God, I love it. Okay, is there anything else anyone wants to do before they arrive at the Citadel?
Athelia is taking the rest of the time. She will take our guest to breakfast because I'm never gonna remember her name. And
This is why you all fail.
and she'll spend time with her. She'll make time to spend time with her each day as she goes about all of her other activities.
Okay. All right. And so, sure enough, you guys see you pop out of the mass relay, the final one, and you are able to see the Citadel in view as Brockus brings it into the side and parks it in your guys' parking spot. You guys have finally made it back to your destination. What would you like to do?
I think while just like right as we enter into Citadel space, Brock is gonna have a message sent out to the Spectre, letting her know that we are about 10 minutes out. That way she can meet us at the dock.
Okay.
So
And she'll
did
let you know that she'll be there soon.
Did we receive any instruction on what to do with Sarima?
Airlock.
Wow.
Yeah, just point the airlock at the Citadel and blast it open.
We'll be fine.
The only instructions you had was to just kind of save her and bring her back. That was all that was said when you guys were kind of in the heat of the moment when all that crazy was going on. So, no instructions.
Well, she's not a permanent fixture on the ship. We'll never give her back.
Okay. Okay, so, a few minutes goes by, about a good 15 minutes by the time Arissa shows up at the dock. Oh, good. You made it back.
Yeah, back from a planet tried to kill us. Back
How'd it
from
go?
it went.
Well, do you want to talk here since you called me over, or shall we go back to my office?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I just called you over here to get Mercy. I think any business talk we should probably do in your office.
To have her in my office, if you just want to come with me. She's been waiting very impatiently for you.
Yeah, we can do that.
Could
All right.
Rima join us?
Yes, of course, her mother has been very worried. How is she, by the way?
As well, someone in that situation can be, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't an easy experience, poor girl. Well,
I'll go get her.
go ahead. Thank you. Yes, I'll go ahead and I'll get in contact with her mother. I'm sure she'll be very happy to see her. So she eventually comes back out, and she doesn't really know who Arissa is, so she just kind of does like a very formal bow to her. Like, all right, Surima Tra'ala, I presume? Yes? All right, well, let's go this way then. I'll contact your mother. Follow me, guys. She starts walking to the office. And I take it you all follow. Or is anyone staying behind the ship?
Definitely follow. I'm
Yeah.
leaving
Yeah.
all my gear on the ship, though.
Okay.
Just in, like, casual clothes.
Super cash. All right.
For the first time ever.
Aside from your workout clothes.
Except for that, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know her casual clothes aren't her workout clothes?
Pretty similar.
spot on. Sporty wear. So yeah, so you guys follow back to her very familiar office, and as soon as you guys get in, she closes the door behind, goes ahead and locks it because of course everything should be private. And she goes back and she sort of just leans up against her desk with her arms crossed. She's like, all right, well, I read the reports. Is there anything you want to add before I give mine?
I assume Vera was thorough. She usually is.
Yes, but I also like opinions. A report can only have the mood go so far. I like to hear as well what happened. Or at least opinions. If you have any. None?
Well, the job that we were sent to do was accomplished in a thorough manner. And
Yes.
we didn't have
Right.
time to investigate while we were there.
Yes, it says here that you set off explosions on a flammable substance, aka practically the whole planet.
That is correct.
How big was the explosion?
Yes.
Planet's
You
still
can blow
there.
up a crater.
It's still there.
I mean, the readings we got show that the planet will recover eventually.
I think the stuff was coming from the center point of the explosion, so hopefully once things clear, that poisonous muck will clear as well. There's going to be a lot of weird creatures left behind now. Mutations, I think.
There
I
was a
think
lot of
you're
mutations and weird creatures in the first place.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
explosions, I'm sure, is the only reason we made it out without being mauled.
And
Oh,
the,
they are becoming annoying.
the explosion was visible from standard orbital distance and dissipated much of the gas in the atmosphere. So, once, all the smoke cleared, I'm sure it was safe enough for regular inhabitants to
Quite the
occupy the
crater.
area again.
Yeah, I
reasonably
suppose we'll have to
sure that there
investigate.
weren't. We're reasonably sure there weren't any regular people in the area. Everyone that used to be there seemed to become weird, mutated things that wanted to eat us. So,
Are you 100% sure?
No, actually, and I did include this in my report. Since we didn't have time to investigate, and we knew that it was possible that another of the missing scientists was in the area, it is possible that they were in the facility when it was ignited.
But not likely.
Imagine those creatures would have eaten them first.
I mean, the air would kill you alone, and then if the air didn't kill you, all those creatures would. And so it's highly unlikely that anything was normal survived.
It was quite
There was
corrosive. It was eating away at our equipment.
There was quite literally a flying mass of teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it says in the report, that it was quite a large creature.
Yes, it was.
I can sketch it if you like.
You know what? That actually would be very helpful if you don't mind, Mel.
All right.
Yes,
I assume you're going to
do-
stay here for a while.
Yep.
I apologize for not including pictures. Like I said, our equipment wasn't capable of functioning for too long in that atmosphere, so no pictures in this report.
And were you able to find our missing scientist, Velio?
Nope. We did not have the opportunity to search.
For your sakes that he wasn't there.
Wait, wasn't that the undead mutated thing? Pretty sure it was.
I would look back at my notes, but my notes end with us going to the... I skipped several note pages.
I will throw you a bone because it has been a while because of my sickness being on and off, and I do apologize for that. It was not. It was a Batarian that was the undead thing.
Yes, that's right.
Mel just takes out her sketch pad and starts sketching with some charcoal.
Okay.
And I rolled, and of course I got a natural 20 because I
course.
used my better dice, which is my HP Fox dice. My
You
Rivian
use
dice.
any of that for the flirting?
I should have used it for the other. I didn't use it for the flirting. I thought that was cheating too much.
That's why I use it sparingly. Otherwise, it would just be just ridiculous godhood. So I'm just like, I use it
But I was
sparingly.
just curious, so I threw it, and it's a natural 20 for this
Yep.
this performance check apparently. So that's
Yeah.
like 20 freaking 6 or something like that. High number.
Of course.
So I do it quickly and really nicely. And I hand it over to her as we're
The
talking.
shading is amazing. It's almost lifelike. As she takes a look and she's like, "Please shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mother preserve us." Okay.
We're
Yeah.
also pretty sure this wasn't the only one from the sounds we were hearing. Well, the explosion should have at least taken care of them.
Well, with the readings that you sent me and your foresight to check the gas levels, I can say it's safe to say that we'll be able to invest that further for ourselves a little bit down the road when it's not so the levels aren't as toxic. But they do seem to be dissipating, which is very good. So we'll see what happens in about a month and kind of keep track of it since then. But you stopped the source. So there is that, and I commend you for that. Thank you very much.
That factory seemed to be the only source that our scans revealed of this corrosive gas. And to reiterate, just real quick, what was in the report, we did come across a Batarian in the facility by the name of Obram, who is a known pirate within the system, if my information is correct. And we were able to retrieve a datapad from him, and a quick search through it revealed that he was contacting someone with the initials TA. Does that mean anything to you?
Those initials have popped up before, though when it's TA, it doesn't really give us much to go on, and there seems to be no trace. There's no electronic signature or anything to trace back to who may have done the reports. Especially since that was, like I said, it's popped up before, but It is a thorn in my side. Have to see what else we can collect on that, but we have some of our best hackers and agents trying to crack that code. It's just proving extremely difficult, but any added information is always appreciated, so I thank you for it.
Yes, and perhaps what we discovered with this Batarian, Obram, can be of use to us or any of your other agents that comes across anyone working with this TA. Because it seems that whoever TA is had no issues sacrificing Obram in order to achieve their goals. So perhaps that can be used as leverage to turn one of TA's co-conspirators and get information out of them.
Well, I could tell you right now, with the information you've provided me, and some of them intertwining from some of your previous missions, surprisingly enough, as short as they've all been some connections, some shape or form, or at least some similar patterns. But then again, that's why I sent you out, because these seem to be the troublesome ones, and these are the ones that are, as I mentioned before, somewhat connected. But we haven't quite connected the dots yet, so keep up the good work. I think I will keep you guys on these similar projects and see what pops up. So, in the meantime, I do have some news about Sibius, and it seems like he quit the military at some point. There is no report other than he decided to resign, and not much has really been said after that. He has a very impressive record. He seems to have some top marks, and his knowledge of chemical and alchemical combinations and creating very unique weapons, it seems to be highly praised. But as far as what happened afterwards, there's really not much detail. It's hard to say if they were wiped or they just didn't keep track after their resignation. So again, that is the part we are still trying to look up, but it's a very impressive record indeed. I suppose that is typical Turian military.
Was a very impressive soldier.
Yeah, he hit me with something impressive.
What did
We'll
he
make
hit you
an
with?
appointment for that.
Was
And
that
Brock is-
the... Really
Yeah.
quick, Vera, did you mention those rounds in your report?
You know what? I'm gonna let the dice decide this one because this is a tough call.
Raucus not being one to be shy is just gonna pretty much just show the wound on his side.
Vera did not mention those rounds in her report.
She did not. Okay. So,
Mel
goes-
explains the medical situation that he's in.
okay, perfect. So she goes ahead and she inspects your wound while Mel's kind of telling her all the medical jargon. And after further inspection, she's no medic, so she doesn't know too much about that, but she just kind of, but she's seen plenty of scars and wounds in her line of work. So she's kind of touching it, just kind of gently applying pressure, and it does hurt Raucus, but you feel free to tell her to stop, but she's inspecting it to see what kind of damage it is and do some more thorough observation from her end.
He just grits her teeth and lets her do it.
You seem very tense, and it's very sensitive. It's very fresh, but very interesting wound. I really haven't seen much of it.
I can tell you one
caused
thing.
This?
Existing is the pain of this. There's no relaxing from it.
It's a
What
real
are you
nasty
feeling?
thing.
Burning. It won't stop twitching. It seems to hurt more when I sit still than when I'm moving.
Yeah,
It's
I noticed
very
when I
hard
touched
to
it,
relax.
Yeah, it's very fresh. Have you ever experienced this weapon before? Do you happen to know what caused it?
Gonna look over at Vera.
And she has an expression on her face, as much as a Turian can, that is just incredibly shameful.
Vera, do you want to talk about it? I do need this information, so if you're not comfortable talking about it now, can we talk in private later? If that is okay.
I would prefer we talk about it in private later, yes.
All right. That is fine, but if someone's going around with this kind of weapon, I need to know what we are up against. So, not to pull the Spectre card, but I do need that information.
I will say this, it shredded through my armor like it was.
They had some sort of special shield too that we mentioned in our report. We need something that will bypass
Yes.
that. Nothing we threw at it got through it.
Well, that is the bright side of this conversation, actually. It is the only little glimmer of hope that I have to offer for you all. She goes back to her computer and she starts typing up some stuff on the monitor, which is basically a borderless, cool hologram, think Tony Stark style computer. And so she kind of uses her fingers to look like a flip motion, and so the screen flips around to show you guys. And it enlarges and shows you what looks like a machine that is about, it looks like a hexagon. And it's got a lot of detail on it, but of course with a 3D hologram, it's a little hard to tell the details when it's virtual like this. This right here is a very special item. It is something that I've learned and come across over my years that is part of an ancient technology. Funny enough, not Prothean, but it is technology that is really good with dealing with energies. Whether they be biotic, natural, it's everything in between. And from what you have told me about this shield, I think this device or something similar to it that can help negate that energy and at least hold it still so you guys can break through it might help you get through the shield. But it's lost technology. It will probably take some time and some assistance to find it. And I do have some experts that are very top in their fields that could help assist you in finding this if you are interested.
Interesting. I assumed he was using some sort of biotic wall, but it wasn't.
In a sense it could be, but biotics is still energy.
Definitely felt more tech to me.
Very advanced tech, unfortunately. Not too much of those out there, so in order to bypass that, we're going to need some similar or even more advanced tech. And Protheans weren't the only ones that were able to accomplish some amazing things back in time.
Can I do a history check real quick? See if at any point in my military career I've heard about technology that might create like artificial biotics.
You can go ahead and give me a history roll.
That is a good roll. 22.
22. You haven't heard too much about it. The base knowledge that a lot of people keep thinking about and they keep going back to is Prothean technology. They have the advancements to do things that even today with modern advancements are still way behind their technology. But even then, it's hard to pinpoint if there's something that is similar to this. You've definitely never seen this before. You've been able to break down. It took a lot of work with some of the more advanced shields, but you've been able to break through them, while this one seemed much more advanced than that.
It sounds like if we're going to keep crossing paths with these types of missions, this might be something good to have.
Well, it's not very common shield, but I mean, this is technology that's beyond my scope of comprehension, but I do have a couple of recommended people I can offer their names up to you, and maybe you can get in contact and help them out, that are actually researchers of this particular tech.
Please.
There is a doctor that is top of her class. Actually, she's currently on site working on some information with this. She even found a breakthrough actually from her recent reports. Her name is Dr. Delato.
And she's here on the Citadel.
No, she's not. She's actually on Noressa, which is a planet actually not too far out of the way where you guys were, but yeah, it would just I'd hate to say it, but you would be backtracking a little bit to go and find her, but she is on site right now. She's been there for several months actually. So I think she'd be your top one to go and see.
Alrighty. We will take note of that.
And I may have her information here somewhere. I will... My notes are all over the place. I will have to find them for you, but I will have her information for you later today, I promise. But if it helps, she is studying the lost culture of Kitya, which was an ancient civilization about around the same time as the Protheans, but they specialized more, as I mentioned before, energies and how to manipulate, negate, and amplify.
That sounds interesting.
Would you say Narissa is like a wild planet, or is it like cities? Like what's it like?
It's mostly ocean, actually. There are some bodies of, there's some land on there, but it's mostly aquatic.
So are they underwater? Look, is it like a dig site underwater?
Some of them are, from what I understand. There are some pieces of land where they've actually drilled into more of the center that is not in water. So I would assume maybe perhaps they're mostly in water, but I haven't been on site, so I don't know.
Brockus has kind of like a smirk on his face.
Mel is envisioning beaches and like coastal resort.
Oh,
I'm sure her head went to bikinis.
Babu.
Like good.
So
good,
you
good.
said Dr. Delato.
Yes. Are you familiar with her work?
Should be. That's one of my daughters.
I didn't realize you had children other than Mercy.
Yes, I've got three Asari daughters.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not surprised. So
Kind of like raises an eyebrow at that comment.
Oh,
You
so
know what everyone assumes.
it's your own daughter. Well, even better. So you have a stronger connection, and you don't even need the information. Good, I don't have to sift through all my freaking notes. Just you have her information, I assume.
Yes, I have her information. I've been in contact with her because we've been trying to set up some sort of family get together. Little
Perfect.
off time.
Well,
Sounds like
she
you can kill
is
two birds with
very
one
bright.
stone.
She's very young for Asari, but she's very bright, very passionate. She spends a lot of time. I've read a lot of her papers, and she's just extremely passionate about it. It's quite fascinating, even though I can't understand half of it. But it's a good read. I like her enthusiasm.
Yep, she has she's got her mother's work ethic when it comes to that sort of thing.
Was her mother a scientist or archaeologist of sorts as well?
No, her mother was a commando, but loved throwing herself into
Oh.
work.
That sounds about right. I know the Commandos well. They're a great organization. My respects.
Speaking of that, I have a favor to ask.
Sure, anything.
I've been trying to get in contact with the other two. They're commandos, but of course it's very hard to get in contact with them at times. Maybe you can reach out, see if they see if they can't get a little call into their old dad.
Of course, I know the commando life could be quite strenuous and very busy, but if you provide me with their contact information and their names, I have no problem reaching out for you.
He nods and he kind of sends the information from his Omni tool over to her.
Okay. She nods in acknowledgement, basically saying she got it. All right, I will definitely keep an eye out and do that in between my work. And again, they're commandos. If they're usually very busy, but unless they have a weird relationship with you, ignoring you all the time, I assume it's just their job that's keeping them busy.
I would hope that we don't have a weird relationship that way.
Well, good. Then there you go. That would actually be the next thing I would recommend. I am still piecing a lot of things together. There are some things I could have you do, but it's they're crap compared to some of the other stuff I want you guys to do. You are becoming my top team, and unless you want to be bothered by it, I would say that if you want to help with this technology, I would say just go for that, perhaps.
First off is getting this taken care of, and then
Of course.
we can discuss next steps afterwards.
Actually, about that, I had a moment to think about it, and it would be unfair of me to keep the information to myself. I think the whole team should understand what we're up against as far as what these rounds are. But is there any way we could keep this out of official reports until we have the full picture?
Normally I would say no, but short amount of time that we have been together, I trust you, and we'll keep it out for a while. I can't keep it out completely, but for now I can stall.
I just
I'm
don't,
a little lazy with paperwork sometimes.
I don't want it to influence anyone's opinion on Sibius without understanding why he's doing what he's doing. But the rounds that Brockus was hit with are, well...
And she holds up her hand to stop you real quick. Do you want this to be among your group? Because you do have a +1 among us.
Right, I keep forgetting that person exists.
Everyone does!
I knew he was
That-
there.
I thought she was
wrong.
taken away, like, to where her,
No, she brought back
mom was
'cause
already.
she was contacting her mom, so she came back with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's just been
Yes.
patiently sitting in the corner.
If this could just be between the team that it concerns, that would be preferred.
Of course. Sarima, your mother is actually on her way, but I can have one of my men take you and escort you to her. She is here on the Citadel. She's just conveniently close if you want to go meet up with her. She looks at everyone. Well, thank you very much for all of your help. Mel, keep practicing. And she gives you like an awkward thumbs up. And Athelia, it was really nice getting to know you. We'll have to hang out again sometime.
Was. And if you ever need anything from us, just send us a message. Sure, at some
Of
point she got my
course.
number.
Damn.
Oh yeah, she probably did.
I think he
During
changes
that
numbers
part
with
that-
everyone.
During that part of the conversation, Mel like shyly try to hiding it, but she takes out a piece of wadded up paper and opens it and just shows it to Dresscar, and it's like a really beautiful parts of a flower, but then very clearly a face print in the paint. And
Oh,
she
it
just shows
hurts.
it to him and then just gives him this look of like, yeah, it didn't. No, nope. And then just
He'll
crumbles it back up.
he'll look back at you and he'll actually put his arm around you a little bit and give you that look of, oh, that's too bad.
Oh, wee babu. Pat. And she gives you all like one more bow, and she smiles over at Athelia before she goes outside. And in the meantime, Marissa was messaging one of her men, and someone was outside waiting for her. And she gives you guys kind of a shy wave as she exits. Nice girl. Now then, we should be free to talk if you want to. I just wanted to make sure in case, well, you know how it is when you've got strangers in the room when you're not used to them.
Yes. So, the thing that we may be up against here, should we encounter it again, are known as, or at least what we called them in the military, were simply chemical rounds. They are used pretty much strictly by pirates, the worst of the worst.
I actually am familiar with those rounds, but they don't
Yes.
they don't go around too terribly often. Go on.
No, they are terrible, terrible things. As we have seen, they will pierce right through your armor, and once they hit you, they spread their payload, which very quickly begins to deteriorate your flesh and muscle. And if it's not stopped quickly, which thankfully it was, it is, well, turns into this. And she again pulls down the collar of her shirt and shows the big gnarly scar and indent in her shoulder where she was hit by one. It's
Interesting.
bad news.
And this looks like an older scar by comparison. What are the effects that you are experiencing with this now?
Well, I ended up suffering with it for several hours on the ship when I was hit by it, and afterwards my medical treatment was delayed for reasons that I won't get into. But the surgeons did a decent job of repairing my muscle tissue with synthetic fibers, but even now, this long year or so that it's been, it is still very painful. Daily, very painful. I don't foresee that pain going away.
And you said quickly, just out of curiosity, just so I have a time frame, do you know how long it was before you were able to be healed from this?
Well, when my team was pinned down on the ship, I was hit fairly early in the firefight, and we were on board that ship for about 7 hours before I was able to get medical treatment. And the treatment was about another 3 or so hours after that. So it had progressed quite heavily at that point. I'm lucky I didn't lose my arm. And it was neutralized and patched until I could be taken to a proper facility for repair work to be underway. Surgery.
Did that much damage in that amount of time? I mean, it's a very long time, but still, how quickly it worked.
Yes, I was struck by a single round. One of my team was killed by the same rounds, and another injured by the same rounds as well.
And again, these rounds are, to say the least, are somewhat rare, but this level of damage that they do is quite extensive. I don't remember, in personal experience and from what I've read, they don't do this much damage. They must be enhanced forms of it, which is deadly. We need to wipe out the
Agreed.
chemicals as soon as possible.
I have a suspicion, and again, if we could keep this out of the reports, suspicions have no place in official reports, as far as I'm concerned. But I have a suspicion that perhaps Sibius was aware of these powerful rounds when my team was hit by them and utilized that in his future endeavors. He
This
was
is a
there
theory.
with me. He was part of my team on that ship. And some things that he said when we encountered him a few days ago have me concerned that he was not entirely unaware of the situation that we were walking into that day.
Do you have any proof of this, or is this all just theories and speculation?
All just theories and speculation based on what he said.
Can you send me a report of, because I'm sure there is a report of that attack, and I would like to sift through the information myself and take a peek.
Yes, I will send you the official report that is attached to my file and also my recounting of the event.
I appreciate that, thank you, and I'm sorry that that happened to you. It's incredible how quickly that worked.
Yes, I'm just glad that Mel was able to get to Brockus in time.
Indeed.
Agreed.
So I suppose it's hard to tell what the effects will be by comparison with yours, since this is still so fresh, but I suppose time will tell.
I'm hoping if we get him to the surgeons, they can repair some of the nerve damage, and so that it's not sending the pain signals as much. But from what I'm hearing and what I saw, I don't imagine it's going to completely go away. But maybe make it better. Start you all. Make sure you have full range of motion and whatnot. I think is important. Is my hope. But yeah,
We probably shouldn't wait too much longer to get him over there.
yeah,
The sooner they get to
exactly.
it, the better.
No, I agree. You should go over to the med bay right away. See if we can have our top surgeons take a peek at you.
That's our
Should
next
they
stop.
be more willing if you send word ahead and they're aware that we were injured on a mission for you.
VIP.
Oh, that's no problem. It's through
No
our
warning.
facility. It's through our
Oh.
facility. All you have to say is that Arissa sent you, and give them a quick report if you want to. Let them know what the rounds are so they know what they're looking for, and wham bam boom, it should be good.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate
course.
that.
Where's Mercy at?
Oh, yes, she's she ran off to the what is essentially what we like to call the snack room.
Mhm.
And she's having some things in there. She should be back actually soon. She
Before
does
she
take
gets back,
quite her time.
I have two things. One, my dad had some friends that went through some missions that scarred them pretty bad. And after that, they weren't really the same. Some of them got into a lot of trouble, and others just kind of went a bit mad. So I was curious about Sibius and what mission happened before he resigned. Was it something that affected him in some way that caused him to have such a dramatic change from what Vera was used to, or was this more of a choice of his to become what he is now? Like, I was wondering, we might get some information from whatever mission he had right before resigning, is all I'm saying, or whatever couple missions from before he resigned that might have impacted that. Maybe something difficult, or something that where he might have felt slighted,
Interesting.
or betrayed in some way, could have impacted him. So if you can get that information at all, I know it's terrain military, but maybe with your Spectre pool you can see what missions he was on prior to resigning.
I could definitely take a look at that. Do you happen to have the chemical formula or the report of what happened during that? If there is, of what kind of chemical you think would have caused that? Or is this just you guessing that this could have been a possibility of him turning, so to speak?
I don't know if it has to do, I don't know when the mission happened with when Vera got injured, but I'm just saying that you, in your information, you said that he resigned from the military, and I was curious about what his, last few missions were before resigning, and if that might have, like, basically, why did he resign?
Yes, I do plan on going deeper in that because the reports are very vague. It just looked like just hand in your badge and walk away kind of situation. I'm simplifying it, of course, but
Right.
it's got to be something more in depth with that. But we are continuing to work behind that.
If I can help shed any light on that situation, it was my understanding that after the incident, he came out relatively unscathed and was basically put on patrol duty in the safer sectors of the galaxy. It's not an uncommon thing to happen in the military when someone on a team that is downed in the line of duty, and you have a single survivor, that survivor is sent away from those sorts of situations.
Indeed, that could damage the mind, and pride is a factor we could put in. Again, all theories, but I will put that in consideration. I will grab the report from you and do some further investigation, as well as figure out what happened with his missions afterwards as well.
And I really don't want to involve her if we don't have to, but there was one other member of the team that survived that incident. Her name is Kaliria. She was injured like myself.
Same
and
chemical
discharged
rounds.
as well. Yes. I believe she was struck in the thigh.
And do you know what happened to her?
Yes, she was discharged, much like myself, due to her injuries.
Ah.
Last I heard,
Right.
she was going back to Palaven.
I will seek her out then and see if she has some more information, shine some light on what happened on that report, and who knows, maybe he tried to get in contact with her, or vice versa. Shed some light on what's going on in the situation.
Yes. If she appears to not be involved in any way, I think it would be worth our efforts to keep her out of it. She's already been through a lot.
I will be discreet and not push. Just see, in a way, kind of feel her out, see what she knows, and if I don't really sense anything, I will leave her alone. No sense on pushing the poor girl.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else I should know in the meantime? I do have a lot of research ahead of me.
Sorry, one more thing to add to the pile. But
Of course.
Jamar actually might be really handy in this. Since he works with weapons, and I don't know if you had dealings with other people who made weapons or ammunitions in the past, Jamar, but these chemical rounds sound pretty specialized. Seems like there'd be a short list of skilled individuals that might make them and might be able to trace who they sold them to.
It's either one person is making them, or someone came up with them and just released the information anonymously. Both options are viable.
It is one person making them. Maybe we can have Jamar reach out as a point person, as a interested buyer or additional manufacturer, and try and get it in that way.
It is something you'll have to research. Again, the chemical rounds, though they are common among the pirates, they are not common amongst other areas as far as planets and marketplaces. It's very strictly through them.
I can't say that the average person would want to get their hands on them. It sounds
yes.
rather
Oh,
destructive.
and even if they did, they wouldn't get it because it's, for whatever reason, pirates only.
Well,
Well,
we could always
Omega.
close with pirates.
illegal in most places, and
Oh, of course.
not giving away any secrets here, but in the military, we generally had orders of shoot first and don't bother asking questions when it came to chemical rounds.
Of course.
We could ask
No.
around in the black markets of Omega. Add it to the
I'm
possible
sure
list.
that we could
Fair.
convince
I mean-
The
some
sheer
people that we
terror
are
on
pirates
H.P.
ourselves.
Fox's face.
I mean, we don't really need to go back to Omega. We have a friend in Omega we can contact.
We don't have
True.
any friends in Omega.
I can reach out to him and
Yes, we
after
do.
this
We
meeting.
have a few.
You don't want to go visit Arleo?
I want to visit
have-
Arleo.
No friends. in
I do.
Omega.
Mel hasn't met
Hey-
Arleo. Not face to
Maybe
face
you-
anyway.
Maybe
Theo
you
is
don't
now
have
crafted
friends,
an email
but-
to Arleo.
Everybody but Vera has a friend on Omega.
Vera blew up all her friends.
Yep.
Mel has an X on Omega.
Ooh.
We're going to Omega.
I want to see
The
this.
DM says we're going to Omega.
Oh no.
We have
All
a we
the
have a
juicy
brand
drama.
we have a brand new ship with a ton of railguns. We need to test against the Blue Suns.
Only the
Uh,
half the faction that doesn't like us. The other half the faction that we helped.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, this is definitely all good information. Lots of research. Oh, I just want to get out and fight. God damn it. It's okay. Yeah. No, I'll.
Well,
I
then
mean-
why don't you come with us and fight?
Because I don't trust anyone else with this information. Plus, it's my project. I don't want any other Spectre just coming in and sniping it from me. This is my long-term project, and I will not be shined or just have my project from years of research being stolen by some other Spectre that doesn't know squat of what I've been going through with this research. So, no, thank you. As much as I hate it, I am sticking with it.
Oh, invitation is always open for you to join us.
Oh, trust me, I will gladly take you up on that once I'm done with all the nitty gritty on my end. Don't like
Hey,
getting cooped up.
I owe you for looking after Mercy. So
Oh, it was my pleasure. She's a very interesting child. A lot of energy. It's quite refreshing. Sticks in the mud here.
did she tell you that she can read Prothean?
She talked about it a couple times about when you guys were in the temple, but I don't really have any Prothean texts around to test that. I just thought it was her fun little imagination.
Oh no, it's true. Both her and I can.
Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah, no, yeah.
Krogan can't read.
They had an interaction with some Prothean technology that kind of gave them those abilities to read it.
Well, you did mention that before. I guess it's just... You know what? I feel like I need an expert to be in front of you because you could speak it and you could just be doing gibberish and I would believe it. But I don't know Prothean, so...
This does
Sounds like we
kind
need
of.
to have a test with the.
It kind of feels like something we should keep relatively quiet, though, right? I mean,
would say so.
if the wrong people found out,
Sure.
Well, Orissa's not the wrong
She-
people.
She's not the wrong people.
no.
No,
I
but
I
others.
apologize. I didn't mean to imply that you were
Oh, no,
perhaps
no.
the wrong people.
I knew what you
Oh
meant.
no, yeah, I'm not going to go broadcasting it around that me and my 8-year-old daughter can read an ancient language of a long dead race.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Actually,
I don't
there's
think
a lot of people
anybody
out there that want
would.
to take advantage of that technology. I wouldn't.
They probably won't believe you anyway.
That's
No.
also true. Plus, you don't want to put your daughter in jeopardy if someone were to find out, because she would be a lot easier to snatch up than a Krogan. Not a threat, just a warning, a concern.
no,
She's
I-
just being concerned.
I
Oh.
completely understand. That's why I train her to shoot for the face first.
Smart girl. Very decent shot. She's had a lot of practice. She's been having fun in here.
She's better
At
than
least I hope
me,
she's had fun.
but that's not
Really?
really saying much. But she is.
Well, it sounds
Actually-
like you might need to turn on the shooting target practice in here, and maybe Arissa can give you some pointers.
Blush.
I mean, if you need help, I mean, I've got hundreds of years under my belt.
Yep.
If
I
you're
will
interested, of course.
definitely think about that. Sounds like a good, yeah.
Dreskar sidesteps so that he's a little bit out of Arissa's peripheral, and he looks at Mel, and he kind of does this, like, the lower hand motion, like, breathe, breathe.
Like I makes eye contact with you and goes, "Be yourself. Be yourself."
Are you nervous about guns?
Yes. Sometimes. Aren't you?
She gives you a big smile and a wink. She's like, guns can be quite dangerous if you don't know how to properly handle them. I can help you out.
I sometimes like danger. No, that was stupid. No, that was.
She just starts laughing. We'll help you out, don't worry. I think in the meantime,
Alright.
you best be off to the medical bay and
Yes, we
get
gotta
this one
get
looked
him
at.
surgery.
First, I need my kid. She enjoys watching me get it cut up.
Of course, yes. -1 charisma. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. Yes, actually, give her just a moment. And 5 more minutes goes by before you can hear down the hallway this, like, thump, 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 thump. She tries to open up the door and sees that it's locked, and you can see her through the window, like, trying to be on her tippy toes looking in, and she looks like she's pouting, like, let me. The nurse is like, oh, right. She uses her Omni tool to unlock it. She goes straight up to you and she gives you this big hug, like a jump hug. I miss you
And
so
he
much!
He catches her with like the good side of his body.
Just easy enough to do. Dang, I missed you so much. It's been forever.
I missed you too, kid. So, before we do anything, I gotta go to the doctor.
Oh, are you okay?
I got shot again.
Oh, you gotta be
Hey,
more
but,
careful.
I know, but look at it this way. You get to watch him work on me again.
Really? Where is it this time?
And he kind of sets her down and just, like, without even any concern, just shows her the wound.
Oh, that was gnarly. Oh my god, it looks like it's throbbing. Does that hurt?
It doesn't stop twitching.
Oh, are you okay, dude?
I'm okay.
Okay. Well, if you need to go to the doctor, let's go now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
She turns around and she runs back and she gives Arissa a hug, which completely catches her off guard. And she kind of has this moment of like, what do I do? And, and then she
Somebody
just
help.
kinda-
The child is touching me.
So she kind of smiles, but she does like an awkward, like, bent over hug and just kind of pats her on the back. She says, "It's anytime. Mercy. You're welcome back anytime."
Thank you for everything. I love the snacks. Can I keep the snacks? Because I'm leaving. I get to keep them, right?
Yes, you can keep the snacks. Do you want to put them in your backpack for now?
Yes, I do.
All right, give me a moment. And she goes off to the side where her things are, and she goes ahead and she hands it off to her. All right, well, it was different, but if you want to keep her here again, let me know. But, yeah, just, you got her, right?
We got her.
Okay,
And
good.
like I said, anytime you want to go out and get away from behind the desk and bust some skulls, you just let us know.
Oh, goddess, yes. That would be wonderful. Thank you. We'll keep in touch.
Oh, thanks again, Inspector.
Of course.
Thanks, Arissa.
Anytime, just send me any further reports you have. In the meantime, get to the med bay now before anything else may happen.
Yeah.
And she gives you, like, this punch in the shoulder. It's like that Krogan, like, ugh,
Yeah.
right in the shoulder.
No headbutt, but the punch.
Yeah. She could, but you're kind of injured and she doesn't know what's going on, so she's like, we'll do the arm punch. So you guys are able to exit, and you guys have been to the med bay before. You guys were able to drop off the injured scientist there before, so you guys know how to get there, and it's in the same area for all the specters. So it's just down the hall a little bit in a different area. You have to take one of the elevators, of course, but it takes you about a good 15 minutes to approach it as you guys enter the med bay.
I mean,
Is it
the
a bay or is
elevator-
it like a full facility?
It is a full facility.
Okay.
Spare no expense.
the elevator ride itself probably takes like 14 of those 15 minutes.
Roughly, yeah.
Right?
There is
That's
someone over the intercom talking while you're sitting there in like your jumpsuits, your swimwear, scuba gear.
And it's the same news broadcast that we heard the last 3 times that we went in
Yes.
the elevator.
For some
Yep.
reason, it's talking about some guy named Commander Shepard punching a reporter.
Not yet.
Almost. Shepard is like
yet.
barely born at this point, maybe 2 years old, but yes.
I know what
2
you're
years
talking about.
old and
Shepard is
already
Mercy.
punching
Yeah,
reporters.
it's already confirmed by lore that Shepard is Mercy. Shep is Mercy.
Oh yes, that is true. Yeah, can confirm. So yeah, so you guys make it to the med bay, and when it opens up, it's this huge facility. It almost looks like its own mini hospital.
It's like a front desk.
There's a front desk
Area?
area, yeah. Yeah, there is. And you
Yes, well-
see what looks like a Solarian behind the desk. And they kind of look up and see you, and they're just like, "Greetings, welcome. How can I help you?"
Told to report here to get fixed up.
Aressa sent us down?
Ah, Arissa, yes. What is the medical emergency?
Can I
Again,
see
just
the
show 'em the
doctor? I'll
wound.
explain it.
Which
I
this
guess
Solarian
I guess
completely
that's the
understands.
emergency.
Do I just tell
Ah.
you then? Okay.
Nerd speak.
Yeah.
speak,
Mel
yeah.
shares
Nerd,
all the
nerd, nerd,
nerds,
nerd, nerd.
all the medical nerds
Nerd.
about the situation and a description of the rounds.
Ah, yes, chemical rounds. Very, very nasty stuff. Seems far too advanced from what we've seen before. Please, come this way. Come. And just kind of like grabs you, Brockus, and sort of just gets behind you and just kind of, not shoving you, but kind of like force pushing you to like just come and follow as you go and enter a room where it looks like there's an examination table. Come, please sit. Your friends can come, but not enough room. You can only have a couple people in here.
Well, the kid's one of them. They get a front row seat.
Yeah,
Mel
it-
steps forward because she wants to make sure they do the proper scans and run the right tests.
Tell the
I'm
medical
okay out
surgeons to do
here.
the proper scans.
She's like,
Um,
"Did you do
Yes,
it
yes.
this test? You should run it twice just to be sure."
I'll
He's like the
catch
mother.
up with you guys after. I'm gonna go back to the docking bay and pay for any repairs that the ship needs.
I'll join you, Vera.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Mel, if
we
you
will
can
purchase the parts
arrange
that the
for
ship
any
needs.
semblance of a sample of that, if there's any left in there, it might be helpful.
Alright, will do. Jamont, make sure that they don't get hoodwinked by whatever,
Never.
ridiculous excuse
No.
for engineers they've got out there on the docks, alright?
I agree. I want certification that somebody there knows how to work on a damn Krogan ship before they're even allowed to touch it.
Brockus,
think
I
anyone
don't think
does.
anybody knows how to work on a Krogan ship.
I will
No,
find
does.
you a Krogan engineer. Don't
Is
worry,
he
Ruckus.
kind of just like points?
Doesn't
He just like
exist.
motions over to Mel.
I can't be
we
in two
have one.
places at once, but I'm gonna fix the ship. I just gotta make sure it gets fixed first.
All right, I won't go to the docking bay, and I won't pay for repairs. I'll wait until you're available. I do have some other stops to make though. So
Here's
Athelia,
a shopping list, though. You
Yeah.
can give these to the whatever excuse of engineers they've got and tell them to have these parts ready for me when I get back to the ship. All right?
sure.
Thank
Oh,
you.
You
Oh,
can at least
I
get a
have- I have-
quote.
I have one too, and he's gonna hand you a piece of paper. It just says Punchep.
All
I
right,
see. We've got a
Athelia,
Vera errand. Okay.
I guess we're going shopping.
Alrighty, let us do it. I enjoy shopping better than this.
I do need money.
No. No, I
Oops.
don't.
You sure? You don't insight check.
Insight check.
Sounded us.
Yes, insight check.
Against your deception, go ahead and roll.
That wasn't great.
Oh, it's not deception.
Oh, is it? No, go ahead and roll whichever one it is.
Only rolled a
I'm rolling
14.
insight, that's
It's
right.
garbage either way. It's just not deception. The number to beat is 9.
I got 13.
And I got 14.
Mel's
Uh,
gonna narrow her eyes and just like, I'm gonna transfer some credits to help pay
Nope.
for the
Nope,
pots.
nope. And Vera reaches into whatever like pouch she has on her pants, I guess, and pulls out a credit chip that you recognize. That you are aware contains the 3,495,000 credits in our group
Oh.
treasury.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, right.
Wait, isn't that
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
know what you're talking about.
The
And she
Ancient
kinda
Adventures, thank you
squibbles
so
on
much
her
for
heels.
that raid. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're not going to mention in front of the Spectre that we've got the diplomats.
uh,
Spectre's
and
not there.
For
Spectre's
the
not
record,
there.
Doesn't
those
matter.
credits were
People don't need to
not
know.
mentioned in the
Oh, that's true.
reports.
Probably shouldn't say it out loud here, regardless.
Was this the ones that you guys off the cargo?
Yeah.
It was. We got the credits, and we got like a whole bunch of metagels.
Rox
as
is gonna
well.
kind of like
We have the
point his
ransom money.
point his finger with like a dad look on his face. No.
Mel behind him goes,
That is not ours. We give that back.
We can.
Bending it makes us pirates. And you've
Well-
seen what I do to
"It's
pirates.
semantics, really."
We can talk about it after you get fixed up.
We never
There's
did get
no
paid,
talking
you know, for saving Sarima. So I think that they didn't even mention the money because they already know we have it and they wanted us to have it. So that sounds perfectly rational. That's a gift, and therefore we're good. Come on, Brockus, you need to keep getting seen. Let's make sure that your pain's managed.
We will table this discussion. I have credits on me. We'll be fine.
Yes.
Please
we
come
did
inside.
have
Need to look at you now.
half
Promise
a billion
me.
He's
in our
coming.
treasury.
As he
He's
kind of like
coming.
stares at Vera. Promise me.
I promise you that any credits we spend will be credits that we already had before that incident.
And you won't use that credit shit at well.
Brockus.
I will only use it if it's an absolute emergency.
You're not thinking.
We will
clearly
discuss this
because
after
you're
of
fixed
You
up.
use it. You detail everything you buy and you pay it back when we return it.
Of course. We'll talk about the details of this after. I will not spend any of it in the meantime.
We
Good.
could have a tracer on it anyway.
It's true.
Any smart person would. And then he kind of like walks into where the observation thing is at.
Yeah.
It's true.
Walk inside the room.
Well, if you remember, we did have Jamar transfer all those credits onto a separate chip when we picked them up.
Oh, perfect. So it's not even that
Smart,
shit.
smart.
You guys did. It did happen.
Oh no. The pirates must have already transferred the money off of these.
Oh, no.
Here's the empty thing back.
Oh no, your rooms have been converted to airlocks.
Vera promised that she wouldn't, but there's nothing that I promised or
Cordelia.
Theoria promised.
Details. Oh, y'all.
Look,
bitches,
I will
love it.
turn this surgery around right now.
That
He needs to
only
pay
applies
mine.
to you.
He
I
needs
mean-
more anesthetic. Quick, hurry.
3 million credits could buy a lot of anesthetic, I'm just saying.
Quick,
Yep.
Dad's under. Throw a party.
Oh, God. Okay, so we So who's all in the medical room? Is it Mercy, Brockus, and it is Mel? Okay, so you're in there. You're actually in there for quite a while. They do a lot of extensive testing, some scans, get some readings and everything, kind of getting more details of what is happening before they actually do any sort of surgery. And for the most part, they do tell you the same thing that, and you kind of brush it off because it's like, I already heard this from Mel. So essentially you get the same thing. But they did notice that there is a very extensive tissue damage and that they are going to do their best to help repair the nerves. They said the muscle tissue will grow back over with time, but it's the nerve and tissue damage that they are going to try to repair and could take several hours working on you to do it. So they highly recommend Mercy not being there, because they're stingy like that. So they're fine with her being there with the medical examination, all that good stuff, of course. But she does make a pretty face when she's told to kind of get out, because they want to do the surgery on you pretty much right away.
Record it.
Oh God. Funny enough, they will, because it's something that they haven't encountered so advanced before. So for records, they actually are already recording it.
Brockus wants a copy. Yeah.
Yep, we want a copy.
Hey,
you have to
it's
take
one
that
of
up
our
with
movie
Spectre.
It's one of our movie nights.
Oh God, 7 hours marathon.
I'll take Mercy. I've got some work to do in the ship, but it seems like you're in good hands. I think they've got a good view of what needs to be done.
All right. Go with
alright.
Mel, kid.
Okay, good luck, Daddy. This is not your first time doing this either, so I think you're gonna be fine. They don't even look worried.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is my 50th bullet wound. I mean, it's not really a big deal.
He's got the
I
best of the best
lost
working
track.
on him. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
She'll give you a quick hug.
She's like, do you want me to leave Mimsy here so she can support you and be by your side?
I think Mimsy's better off with you, kid. I think she's gonna creep the doctors out. She's got way too much knowledge and intelligence, you know. They may feel their egos kind of being threatened.
She would keep a very watchful eye on them, making sure that they don't mess up on you. That would make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, we don't want to distract them. That's true.
Okay. These are all good points. I'll keep her with me. I'll think of her. I'll think of you, though, when I hold her.
She'll give you one more hug.
And as he's talking, he's like, when this is done, chocolate volcano.
Yes!
Mel also celebrates this.
She
She
waves
gives you a
goodbye
hug
to
too.
you.
All right, we'll see you when you're out, Brockus. And Mel will take Mercy and head on over to the ship to await the parts and start prepping the ship to be repaired.
Okay. So as you guys kind of reconvene, look over some of the parts you may need, kind of run a diagnostics, maybe get some other engineers involved just to kind of get a quote of how much the damage would probably, or the repairs would probably cost.
Nope. I'm not letting any other engineer near the ship. That ain't happening. They're not getting specs on the ship.
They're getting a list of parts and saying just deliver them. I don't give you a shit what your opinion is.
Not letting it happen.
All right. Some come at first, and then you give them this horrible, horrible scowl, and they're just like, right, we're gonna go this way. Not messing with that bitch. As they turn around. You guys would be doing that at the same time as Brockus would be getting his surgery. Of course, his surgery is going to take several hours, so you guys have plenty of time. It's still about midday, early afternoon maybe, so if you guys wanted to get some shopping done and get some stuff going, you would have the time to do that. But of course, you guys are always welcome to stay as long as you want on the Citadel. And with that, we are going to end tonight's session. Because if we dip into a shopping episode, it's not gonna end in 5 minutes. So
Yeah, we're ending in 5
RP episode. That's how we roll. It's like
Real quick though.
I love it though.
real quick though, when I go off with Athelia, to do the shopping, rather than go to the market district, I'm actually going to grab her by the arm and take her with me to the Presidium Gardens, and we are going to relax at a cafe for a little while.
Oh, nice.
All right.
And run up a $3 million bill.
Yep.
Spend no expense. Yeah, no,
I
we're
feel like
totally
it's
RPing
taken
that.
Very
We're
by
totally
the arm
RPing
before
that.
she has no problem with this.
No, that's
And-
gonna be fantastic.
And for the record, Dreskar is standing outside the medical office door,
Waiting.
looking at everybody go their separate ways. All right.
Like a shadow, you're not there. Well, I mean, I didn't forget you guys. It was just kind of like a wrap up. So we'll get you and Jamar and see where everyone's going after that. So it sounds like we have some work, some prep, some damages to repair, and a little bit of in between. So we will go ahead and pick that up next week. So thank you all for coming by and all those wonderful raids and all the love coming in here. This is not the only show that we have on this channel. Monday nights you are sitting here with me as I do our Mass Effect Horizons 5e game, running the Mimsy 6 through space and drama and romance, because BioWare. I don't
Us
implement it, they do,
never.
and it's fantastic. I eat it up. And then we have our Tuesday game, our longest running game, Destiny Forge, where we are still very early on our campaign 3, going through a Winter Wonderland Horrorland run by Rogen. And then we have our 2 alternating Saturday shows, where we have Wayward Wanderers, run by Azrin, which is a Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign, with a bunch of circus performers getting in all kinds of kick-assery door kicking down craziness. And then the alternate Saturdays we have Withered Wastes, which Rogen again runs us through a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Also has a lot of drama, a lot of fun, crazy shit's happening in the one right now. And then last but not least, we do have our once a month show. The first Saturday of every month, we have our Behold Lore show, where me, Rogen, and HB Fox talk about lore that is on our channel, as well as having a guest, and we just talk to them about their characters and everything in between. We do have our final episode, our wrap up for Chimera Collective, our little mini episodic series. There is no game this Friday, I do not think. We will confirm that through our social medias, but we may be having to do it next week because we are down a player and this is the final episode and we don't want to leave anyone out. So keep an eye out for that as we have our final episode. But if you miss anything, we do have a YouTube channel. Please check it out. We have all of our past shows, our current shows. I try to get them up as soon as possible, if not at least within the week. That way, if you can't watch it live, you can watch it there. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us. And we'll see you tomorrow for some Destiny Forge. Until then, take care, guys.